जी को समृद्धि की देवी माना गया है। गणेश जी जितने विघ्न होते हैं उनको हरने वाला, उनको देवता माना गया है, विघ्न दूर करने वाला देवता माना गया है। तो उन दोनों की तस्वीरें उसके ऊपर लगनी चाहिए। हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि सारे नोट बदले जाएं, लेकिन जितने फ्रेश नोट्स छपते हैं, अभी जो नोट्स हैं वो एज इट इज रहें, लेकिन जो हर महीने फ्रेश नोट छपते हैं वो फ्रेश नोट्स के ऊपर ये शुरुआत की जा सकती है और धीरे धीरे करते करते सर्कुलेशन में काफी मात्रा में ये वाले नए नोट आ जाएंगे।
चीफ मिनिस्टर अरविंद केजरीवाल ने आज कहा है कि एक तरफ महात्मा गांधी की और दूसरी तरफ लक्ष्मी गणेश की मूर्ति होनी चाहिए। अच्छी बात है, होनी चाहिए, लेकिन ये सब चीजें अरविंद केजरीवाल, राहुल गांधी और
से क्या हो गया देखते देखते। वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं। दिवाली लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का पर्व है और दिवाली मनाने पर जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाला व्यक्ति आज किस प्रकार का यू टर्न ले रहे हैं, आज किस प्रकार का ढोंग कर रहे हैं, यह भी हम देख रहे हैं। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी वही व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने विगत वर्षों में कहा था कि जहां राम मंदिर बन रहा है, जहां भव्य राम मंदिर बन रहा है, वहां राम मंदिर नहीं बनना चाहिए, वहां तो अस्पताल बनना चाहिए। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की वो वीडियो भी है, जनता उस वीडियो को देखे जिसमें केजरीवाल जी कह रहे थे कि मैं तो किसी भी कीमत पे उस राम मंदिर में आराधना करने, पूजा करने नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि उस राम मंदिर में पूजा जो है वो भगवान प्राप्त नहीं करेंगे, भगवान स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे। उन्होंने अपनी दादी के विषय में भी कहा था कि दादी बहुत नाराज थी कि वहां राम मंदिर बना था। और आज आप सोचिए कि किस प्रकार से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने यू टर्न लिया है। ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी है जिनके बहुत सारे मीम, जिनके बहुत सारे हिंदू विरोधी फोटो प्रसिद्ध हैं उनके ट्वीट में। लक्ष्मी गणेश जी की पूजा कभी भी दिवाली के अवसर पर या वैसे भी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के बिना पूर्ण नहीं होती। दिवाली में जब हम दिवाली मनाते हैं तो स्वस्तिक चिन्ह बनाते हैं, स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को अंकित करते हैं, तब जाके ये पूजा पूर्ण होती है। इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को झाड़ू से मारने का काम, इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर झाड़ू चलाने का काम और स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर हंसने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने ट्वीट के माध्यम से किया था। वह ट्वीट भी आज जनता जनार्दन के सामने मौजूद है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है। आप देखिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी हैं जिनके एक मंत्री राजेंद्र पाल गौतम जी ने आज से चंद हफ्तों पहले मां लक्ष्मी और गणेश जी के लिए जिस प्रकार की भद्दी बातें कही थी, जिस प्रकार से हिंदू देवी देवताओं के खिलाफ कहा था, उपहास किया था, उन्हें गाली देने का काम किया था, केजरीवाल जी आज वो एमएलए आपके यहां अभी भी बने हुए हैं। आपने उन्हें पार्टी से बर्खास्त नहीं किया है, केवल और केवल दिखाने के लिए, फॉर द सेक ऑफ आई वॉश, आपने मंत्री पद से हटाया है। आज भी वो आपके एक बड़े नेता हैं, आज भी आपके पार्टी के एमएलए हैं। मां लक्ष्मी के खिलाफ और भगवान श्री गणेश के खिलाफ उन्होंने टिप्पणी की थी। इतना ही नहीं, ताहिर हुसैन और ऐसे अनेकों नेता हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की किटी में, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की पार्टी में, जिनके कारण 85 लोगों को मौत के घाट उतारा गया नॉर्थ ईस्ट दिल्ली के दंगों में। किस प्रकार से हिंदुओं के ऊपर प्रहार किया जाए, किस प्रकार उनके ऊपर पेट्रोल बम फेंका जाए, किस प्रकार उन्हें मारा जाए, उनका नरसंहार हो, इसके रचयिता थे ताहिर हुसैन। आज भी जेल की सलाखों के पीछे बंद है और अचानक अरविंद केजरीवाल यहां पर स्वांग रचाने का काम कर रहे हैं। बंधुओं, याद करिए, ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल हैं जिन्होंने सदन के अंदर कश्मीरी पंडितों के नरसंहार पर बने फिल्म पर जब सवाल उठा था तो ठहाके मार के हंस रहे थे और कह रहे थे ये तो झूठी कहानी है, किसी ने एक भी कश्मीरी पंडित का नरसंहार नहीं किया था। कश्मीरी पंडितों को दिल्ली में नौकरी देने से इनकार करने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल, कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के ऊपर हंसने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल आज अचानक जो हिंदू बनने की चेष्टा कर रहे हैं, ये यू टर्न की पराकाष्ठा है। अगर सही मायने में देखा जाए तो केजरीवाल जी, आप जब दिवाली की पूजा कर रहे थे ना, तो मां लक्ष्मी भी और भगवान श्री गणेश भी, ये जो आपने एक्साइज पॉलिसी में पैसा मारा है, आपके भाई, आपके साथी मनीष सिसोदिया ने जिस प्रकार मोटा माल शराब माफिया के माध्यम से कमाया है, भगवान कभी माफ नहीं करेगी, मां लक्ष्मी कभी माफ नहीं करेगी। इस प्रकार जो शराब में घोटाले करते हैं और गरीबों के पैसों का गबन करते हैं। जहां तक हिंदुस्तान का सवाल है, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, इसमें तो कोई शक नहीं है कि हिंदुस्तान के ऊपर, भारत के ऊपर मां लक्ष्मी और प्रभु श्री गणेश का, महादेव और राम का आशीर्वाद है। तभी तो जो हिंदुस्तान आर्थिक रूप से 11वें स्थान पे था आज से एक दशक पहले, आज वही हिंदुस्तान पूरे विश्व में 5वें नंबर की अर्थशक्ति है, 5वें नंबर की इकोनॉमी है। टुडे इंडिया स्टैंड्स टॉल इन द वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर ऑफ इकोनॉमी। टुडे इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द लीडिंग इकोनॉमिक कंट्री। Today's India growth rate shows a bright spot in the World Economic Forum। और केवल राजनेता ही नहीं कह रहे हैं, अगर सही मायने में देखा जाए तो विश्व पटल कह रही है कि विश्व भी अगर रिसेशन में चला जाए, और संभावना है कि विश्व रिसेशन में चला जाए, ग्लोबल रिसेशन हो जाए, किंतु लक्ष्मी और गणेश जी की कृपा और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के ऊपर जो इनकी कृपा है और उनका जो परिश्रम है, उसके कारण भारतवर्ष कभी भी रिसेशन में नहीं जाएगा। निरंतर अपने परिश्रम के कारण, निरंतर अपने साधना के कारण हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के ऊपर मां लक्ष्मी, प्रभु गणेश, भगवान श्री राम, महादेव की कृपा है और तभी आज भारतवर्ष आगे बढ़ रहा है। जहां तक दिल्ली की अर्थव्यवस्था की कहानी, दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है कि जिस प्रकार से आपने एडवर्टाइजमेंट पॉलिसी चलाया है, यह उचित नहीं है। 8 लाख रुपए का स्प्रे बनाते हैं पूसा इंस्टीट्यूट में और 24 करोड़ रुपए उस स्प्रे के एडवर्टाइजमेंट में खर्चा करते हैं, उसके प्रचार प्रसार में खर्च करते हैं, और आप ठीकरा लक्ष्मी गणेश जी पे फोड़ देते हैं कि हमारे देश पर मां के आशीर्वाद नहीं है। मां का आशीर्वाद सदैव था, है और रहेगा। अपनी नीयत को ठीक करना होगा। कहीं ना कहीं कम काम और ज्यादा दिखावा, ज्यादा एडवर्टाइजमेंट, ये जो अर्थनीति आपने अपनाया है केजरीवाल जी, इसे आपको ठीक करना होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। कोई प्रश्न हो तो पूछें।
तो कांग्रेस पार्टी के जो अध्यक्ष बने उनको क्या शुभकामना देने जाएंगे?
कोई बात नहीं, ये उनके पार्टी का आंतरिक विषय है। खड़गे जी आज कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष बने हैं, मगर आज
All right, so that's the reaction that we are getting from the BJP at this point in time, targeting Arvind Kejriwal over the suggestion that he's given to the centre, going on to say that this is just appeasement politics that is being followed by Arvind Kejriwal. We have, of course, been getting more reactions to this from the BJP. All right, so the BJP, of course, is continuing to say that this is just hogwash that Arvind Kejriwal is doing. Also going on to say that his policies in Delhi are being seen as anti-Hindus. Now this, of course, is with regards to the controversy that had erupted in the national capital over the banning of firecrackers and the jail term that had been imposed by the government over there. So the BJP taking on Arvind Kejriwal, saying that this is a poll gimmick that's coming right ahead of the Gujarat elections. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, of course, earlier in the day offered a suggestion to the centre, asking them to have new notes, new currency notes, have pictures of Lakshmi and Ganesh on them. Aishwarya Kapoor, our political editor, tracking the story for us. Aishwarya, we're of course seeing the BJP call it a poll gimmick, But what are other political parties, how are other political parties?
वो लगातार लोगों के लिए अच्छा करने में विश्वास करती है, इसलिए हमारी सारी ये योजनाएं हम इसको बड़े आराम से लोगों तक पहुंचाने के लिए हर स्तर पे जाते हैं। आज हम थ्रू मीडिया दिल्ली को एड्रेस कर रहे हैं और हम निश्चित रूप से अब हम कॉलोनियों में भी जाएंगे। कहाँ जाएंगे? अनधिकृत कॉलोनियों में जाएंगे, अनधिकृत नियमित कॉलोनियों में जाएंगे, लाल डोरा जहाँ है वहाँ जाएंगे, यहाँ तक कि जो लाल डोरा का विस्तार हुआ है वहाँ भी जाएंगे, कश्मीरी विस्थापितों के लिए जो कॉलोनीज बनी है वहाँ भी जाएंगे। इस तरह से इन शब्दों पे मैं विशेष जोर इसलिए दे रहा हूँ कि आप सबको पता रहे कि गाँवों की विस्तारित आबादी, कश्मीरी प्रवासियों को आवंटित संपत्तियों का जो कार्यालय आदेश है उससे संबंधित लाल डोरा, विस्तारित लाल डोरा, अनधिकृत नियमित कॉलोनियाँ और अनधिकृत कॉलोनियाँ, इन सारे लोगों को आज इस वन टाइम प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स में जो माफ़ी योजना आई है, मैं समझता हूँ ये वही कर सकता है जिसके मन में जनता की सुविधा सबसे बड़ी बनी हुई हो। ऐसे नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार को हम अपनी तरफ से बहुत
All right, so that of course is Manoj Tiwari again saying, taking on Arvind Kejriwal over the suggestion that he has made to the central government. The BJP of course dismissing this merely as poll gimmick, right, and ahead of the elections that we're going to be seeing in Gujarat. I think Aishwarya is back with us now. Aishwarya, the BJP of course has been reacting very sharply to this, saying that Arvind Kejriwal is trying to get over his anti-Hindu image. But how are other political parties reacting to this? All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection with Aishwarya. We're going to try and patch him back in just a bit. But so far, of course, the BJP is the only political party that has reacted to this and going on to question Arvind Kejriwal's credentials, saying that this is just appeasement politics that is being practiced by Arvind Kejriwal right ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections. Do remember that there are elections due in 2 states, Himachal Pradesh as well as Gujarat. And Arvind Kejriwal earlier this morning, of course, in a press conference suggested to the centre and went on to say that he'll also be writing to the central government over new notes being changed in terms of the pictures that are on it. He went on to then state further that apart from Gandhiji's image on one side, the other side of the note should have Lakshmi and Ganesh pictures on this. Now, the BJP, of course, has retorted to this and has essentially saying that this is Arvind Kejriwal's attempt of trying to gain Hindu vote banks. So Kejriwal, of course, wanting notes to have pictures of deities on it, and we are given to understand that his deputy has also now backed him, also going on to say that this is something that needs to be adopted by the Indian government. And Arvind Kejriwal, of course, hasn't stopped at just suggesting that. He's said that he's going to be writing to the centre for this implementation to take place. So Manish Sisodia also, in a sense, backing Arvind Kejriwal. I think there's a tweet that's come in from Manish Sisodia, and I'm going to read it out. He says, Ma Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha are symbols of prosperity and prosperity. With his blessings, the country will prosper and move ahead and become number one. So those comments of Arvind Kejriwal being backed up by his deputy. All right, Mr. R.P. Singh on the phone line with me. Mr. Singh, how do you see this comment that is coming in from Arvind Kejriwal? He's in fact gone on further to say that he's going to write to the central government for an implementation of this. Do you see this as appeasement politics?
Well, before doing that, he should do whatever is in his hand. Delhi government pays 18,000 rupees to each imam in masjid and to his assistant some odd 16,000 rupees. Let him extend this to the pujaris of the temples and head granthis and granthi sahib of the Gurdwara sahib. Then he should talk about anything else. First, whatever in his hand, he should implement that. he won't do that because he knows that it won't affect his vote bank. He's just doing it because of vote bank politics. This new love for Hinduism or this new uprising in his mind about Hinduism is only because of Gujarat election. Otherwise, I'm saying so on record, from last 4 or 5 years, every imam and every Maulvi and every person who's working in masjid get emoluments from Delhi government. Let him extend that to the pujaris and the granthis and the baisabs of the gurdwaras.
All right. Mr. Singh, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. So the BJP over there going on to say that this is just a poll gimmick that has been adopted by Arvind Kejriwal. You are watching Republic TV and we will continue to bring you the latest on this story. Stay with us. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore city police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor. The headlines are: as clincher evidence emerges, India asks, what's the Coimbatore blast truth? Kejriwal plays Hindu card now, times it with upcoming polls, wants Ganesha and Lakshmi on currency notes. From satsangs to political visits, did Rahim get parole for this, and why the political silence on his parole? Pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals clash during Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. OAC bats for hijab-wearing Prime Minister. BJP hits out, asks, well, will AIMIM get a hijab-clad chief?
गालियां ही नहीं बल्कि उसको ना मानने के इतने बड़ी बड़ी बातें वो सार्वजनिक रूप से कर चुके हैं और अभी भी पार्टी में बने हुए। वो गौतम जी भी बने हुए हैं और उनके गुजरात के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष भी बने हुए। तब इसके बाद आप सोचिए कोई उस पार्टी का नेता जो उसको ऐसी गालियों को संरक्षण दे रहा है, ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश का अपमान का, राम जी के अपमान का, कृष्ण जी के अपमान का, तो जब इतना अपमान और गाली दे चुके तो अब क्या करेंगे चुनाव में? तो चुनाव में अपनी फेस सेविंग के लिए कोई नई नई साजिशें लाएंगे। हमें तो हंसी आ रही है उनकी इस सोच पे कि आप एक तरफ भगवान को गाली दे रहे हो और चुनाव में आप आकर के एक ऐसी बात कह रहे हैं जो हमें तो स्वीकार है। हमने तो आप बिना आपके चिट्ठी लिखे भी हमने महाकाल का एक स्वरूप बना दिया। आपके बिना चिट्ठी लिखे भी हमने भगवान राम का भव्य मंदिर बनाना शुरू कर दिया, जिसको आप कहते थे कि हमारी नानी कहती थी। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जब भगवान श्री राम का मंदिर बनने का चल रहा था तब वो अपनी नानी जी को रेफर करते थे कि हमारी नानी कहती थी। आगे का बात आप सबको पता है। मतलब जो भगवान श्री राम के भव्य मंदिर का भी विरोध करते थे वो आज एक चुनावी मुखौटा लेकर के आए हैं। तो उनको याद रहे कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी सत्य सनातन के लिए जो कार्य कर रहे हैं उसको आप सोचना तो दूर, अब शायद आपका विचार बदले कि आप कम से कम उनका आदर करें और अपने गुजरात के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष को आज ही सस्पेंड कर दो। आप अपने जो आपके कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर जिनको सिर्फ पद से हटाए हैं उनको भी पार्टी से निकाल दो। तब शायद कुछ लोगों को लगे कि हाँ भाई गुजरात के गालीबाज अध्यक्ष को हटा दिया, तब हम समझे कि शायद तुम्हारे मन में कुछ है। अच्छा,
धन्यवाद, बहुत
The BJP slams Arvind Kejriwal for his suggestion of printing images of Goddess Lakshmi and Ganesha on Indian currency notes, marvels at the Aam Aadmi Party convener's sudden U-turn in favor of Hindus and their faith and belief. And the BJP hits out at the Aam Aadmi Party over what it calls Kejriwal's new love for Hinduism, demands equal payment for priests in temples as the Aam Aadmi Party pays imams and their assistants.
ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी हैं जिनके एक मंत्री राजेंद्र पाल गौतम जी ने आज से चंद हफ्तों पहले मां लक्ष्मी और गणेश जी के लिए जिस प्रकार की भद्दी बातें कही थी, जिस प्रकार से हिंदू देवी देवताओं के खिलाफ कहा था, उपहास किया था, उन्हें गाली देने का काम किया था, केजरीवाल जी आज वो एमएलए आपके यहां अभी भी बने हुए हैं। आपने उन्हें पार्टी से बर्खास्त नहीं किया है, केवल और केवल दिखाने के लिए, फॉर द सेक ऑफ आई वॉश, आपने मंत्री पद से हटाया है। आज भी वो आपके एक बड़े नेता हैं, आज भी आपके पार्टी के एमएलए हैं। मां लक्ष्मी के खिलाफ और भगवान श्री गणेश के खिलाफ उन्होंने टिप्पणी की थी। इतना ही नहीं, ताहिर हुसैन और ऐसे अनेकों नेता हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की किटी में, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की पार्टी में, जिनके कारण 85 लोगों को मौत के घाट उतारा गया नॉर्थ ईस्ट दिल्ली के दंगों में। किस प्रकार से हिंदुओं के ऊपर प्रहार किया जाए, किस प्रकार उनके ऊपर पेट्रोल बम फेंका जाए, किस प्रकार उन्हें मारा जाए, उनका नरसंहार हो, इसके रचयिता थे ताहिर हुसैन। आज भी जेल के सलाखों के पीछे बंद है और अचानक अरविंद केजरीवाल यहां पर स्वांग रचाने का काम कर रहे हैं। बंधुओं, याद करिए, ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल हैं जिन्होंने सदन के अंदर कश्मीरी पंडितों के नरसंहार पर बने फिल्म पर जब सवाल उठा था तो ठहाके मार के हंस रहे थे और कह रहे थे ये तो झूठी कहानी है, किसी ने एक भी कश्मीरी पंडित का नरसंहार नहीं किया था। कश्मीरी पंडितों को दिल्ली में नौकरी देने से इनकार करने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल, कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के ऊपर हंसने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल आज अचानक जो हिंदू बनने की चेष्टा कर रहे हैं, ये यू टर्न की पराकाष्ठा है। ये हिंदी चलचित्र में कहावत है, एक गाना है, क्या से क्या हो गया देखते देखते। वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं। दिवाली लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का पर्व है और दिवाली मनाने पर जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाला व्यक्ति आज किस प्रकार का यू टर्न ले रहे हैं, आज किस प्रकार का ढोंग कर रहे हैं, यह भी हम देख रहे हैं। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी वही व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने विगत वर्षों में कहा था कि जहां राम मंदिर बन रहा है, जहां भव्य राम मंदिर बन रहा है, वहां राम मंदिर नहीं बनना चाहिए, वहां तो अस्पताल बनना चाहिए। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की वो वीडियो भी है, जनता उस वीडियो को देखे जिसमें केजरीवाल जी कह रहे थे कि मैं तो किसी भी कीमत पे उस राम मंदिर में आराधना करने, पूजा करने नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि उस राम मंदिर में पूजा जो है वो भगवान प्राप्त नहीं करेंगे, भगवान स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे। उन्होंने अपनी दादी के विषय में भी कहा था कि दादी बहुत नाराज थी कि वहां राम मंदिर बना था। और आज आप सोचिए कि किस प्रकार से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने यू टर्न लिया है। ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी है जिनके बहुत सारे मीम, जिनके बहुत सारे हिंदू विरोधी फोटो प्रसिद्ध हैं उनके ट्वीट में। लक्ष्मी गणेश जी की पूजा कभी भी दिवाली के अवसर पर या वैसे भी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के बिना पूर्ण नहीं होती। दिवाली में जब हम दिवाली मनाते हैं तो स्वस्तिक चिन्ह बनाते हैं, स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को अंकित करते हैं, तब जाके ये पूजा पूर्ण होती है। इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को झाड़ू से मारने का काम, इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर झाड़ू चलाने का काम और स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर हंसने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने ट्वीट के माध्यम से किया था। वह ट्वीट भी आज जनता जनार्दन के सामने मौजूद है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है। आप देखिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
So the BJP is slamming Arvind Kejriwal for his recent press conference in which the Aam Aadmi Party convener has said and suggested that he has appealed to the central government to introduce the Indian currency notes with Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi's images on one side, keeping Mahatma Gandhi's picture on the other. The BJP questions his sudden U-turn. And more breaking news coming in now. Massive face-off now over the LG cautioning Kejriwal on Chhat Puja. The LG cautions on misleading publicity over Chhat Puja that is just around the corner. Breaking news coming in now in this regard. Lieutenant Governor Vinay Saxena cautioning Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, says that Arvind Kejriwal is creating confusion over the issue. The LG approves Chhat Puja at designated ghats on the Yamuna and asks the Delhi Chief Minister to ensure clean ghats and water for the devotees. For more, we are joined by our correspondent Piyush Ori, who's covering the story. Piyush, the Lieutenant Governor now cautioning Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Give us a sense of the entire issue and how it's blowing up into another major issue here in the national capital.
So you rightly said, Rukma, that the confrontation between Lieutenant Governor Delhi and Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is blowing up into yet another hysteria, and this time it is regarding the cleanliness of ghats of Yamuna, regarding the Chhat festival, which is just round the corner. Now we all know that Delhi, having a lot of population from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the festival of Chhat is of utmost importance, and Arvind Kejriwal, who is already playing a Hindutva card, is making sure that this time Chhat Puja is being celebrated with great fervor, and also from this point he makes a political entry and he makes a political point. Today the Lieutenant Governor, however, made clear that there was a lot of propaganda that was made against him, that he was not allowing Chhat Puja to be done at designated ghats, which he clearly refuted. he in fact said that Chhath Puja should be organized at the designated ghats. He, however, did tell Arvind Kejriwal very specifically that the cleanliness of the ghats and to ensure that Yamuna should be cleaned after the Chhath Puja is over. Now, this religious festivals aside, the political scoring points aside, one thing that needs to be understood over here is, Rukma, that for every resident of Delhi who is staying, they do have a grievance, they do have a complaint of how polluted and how degenerated Yamuna has become. So yes, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is making a very important point that yes, you do organize Chhath festival, but at the same time, you also have to ensure that Yamuna, which has just degraded into a drain, should also be cleaned. Back to you in the studio.
Right, Piyush, but when we talk about the fact, why is the LG saying that the Aam Aadmi Party convener, that the Delhi Chief Minister should not mislead the public as far as Chhath Puja is concerned? There should be no false publicity. That's what the Lieutenant Governor
over
has
here
said.
there was a confrontation. Yes. So Rukma, there was a very clear statement that was brought by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, in which he said that he, in a way, was not ensuring, or he was not disallowing any of the Chhath Puja to be not held in any of the ghats. He, in fact, wanted Chhath Puja to be organized very fervently. And yes, after COVID, this is for the first time that Chhath Puja is expected to be organized at such a large scale. There were, however, some claims that were made by the Aam Aadmi Party that some of the ghats, some of the cooperation was not being received by the Lieutenant Governor office. This was resulting in, again, a big confrontation between the Lieutenant Governor as well as the Aam Aadmi Party leadership. Today, the Lieutenant Governor made it amply clear that he wanted Chhath Puja to be organized. He wanted people to come in.
की फोटो अपने नोट पर डाली हुई है क्योंकि उसे शुभ माना जाता है। दूसरी बात, मुझे इस बात पर 100% भरोसा है कि इस देश का हर व्यक्ति, चाहे वो किसी भी धर्म का हो, जहां पर भगवान की फोटो देखेंगे, जहां पर लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी की फोटो देखेंगे, तो उसे पूरे इज्जत से, आदर सत्कार के साथ उसको ट्रीट करेंगे, क्योंकि भगवान का आशीर्वाद हर व्यक्ति चाहता है।
ऐसा तो नहीं कि आप भी गुजरात चुनाव से पहले उसी पिच पर उतर के बैटिंग कर रहे हैं जिस पर भाजपा 27 साल से खेली रही थी, और अब जो है आप भी भगवान का आशीर्वाद गुजरात चुनाव के लिए ले रहे हैं।
आप बताइए, आप रोज सुबह ऑफिस आने से पहले एक बारी मंदिर के सामने हाथ जोड़ते हैं कि नहीं जोड़ते? कोई भी बच्चा एग्जाम देने जाने से पहले मंदिर के सामने हाथ जोड़ता है कि नहीं जोड़ता? हम किसी भी काम का शुभारंभ करने से पहले नारियल फोड़ते हैं कि नहीं फोड़ते? हम सब करते हैं। हम स्कूल की बिल्डिंग भी जब बनाते हैं, हम अस्पताल की बिल्डिंग भी बनाते हैं, जब उसकी पहली ईंट रखी जाती है तो वहां पर हम भूमि पूजन करते हैं, वहां पर हम नारियल फोड़ते हैं, हम भगवान का आशीर्वाद लेते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि हम मानते हैं कि भगवान के आशीर्वाद के साथ ही हर काम सफल होता है। इसलिए भगवान का आशीर्वाद लेना, चाहे वो किसी भी कार्य के लिए हो, चाहे वो एक इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी के लिए हो, चाहे वो अपनी दुकान खोलने के लिए हो, हर काम में मैं मानती हूँ कि सफलता तभी आएगी जब भगवान का आशीर्वाद हमारे साथ हो।
मैम, एक एलजी का सवाल है। छठ घाटों के ऊपर उन्होंने ये आरोप लगाया है कि सीएम के ट्वीट से ऐसा लग रहा है कि कोई यमुना के किनारे किसी भी जगह छठ बना सकता है, जो कि मिसलीडिंग है। इस तरह की पब्लिसिटी।
So back-to-back press conferences by the Aam Aadmi Party after Chief Minister and AAP convener Arvind Kejriwal. Other AAP leaders also jump into the fray, express faith in Hindu gods and goddesses and Hindu ritualistic practices. Let's move on now to other news stories that are hitting the headlines. Drugs worth 632 crore rupees to be destroyed in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Gujarat's capital today. Over 12,000 kgs of seized drugs will be destroyed. Congress President-elect Mallikarjun Kharge pays homage to Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat in the national capital before his swearing-in ceremony. Massive fire in food of India's rice go down in Navi Mumbai's Kalamboli. However, no casualties reported yet.
ये FCI गोडाउन है, बी गोडाउन में। यहाँ पे जब हम आए थे 7:04 पे हमें आग लगने का यहाँ पे इंफॉर्मेशन मिली और यहाँ पे आने के बाद में हमने देखा कि सब जो डोर थे इसका तो वो सब लॉक है। तो यहाँ पे हमने इनके यहाँ पे अभी जो मज़दूर थे वो छुट्टी होने की वजह से यहाँ पे कोई नहीं है और फिर हमने हमारे पास में पार है और बाकी इक्विपमेंट है, हैमर वगैरह है, उससे हमने तोड़ के शटर जो है हमने खोला तो हमने देखा कि आग जो है बड़ी पैमाने में थी।
Punjabi singer Afsana Khan to make big revelations regarding Sidhu Moosewala murder case after being questioned by NIA for 5 hours at Delhi office. Afsana Khan was a close associate of Sidhu Moosewala. Drunken man ransacks police post in Khan Market in the national capital. Police have arrested the accused who also set ablaze vehicles parked near the police post. And 53 wagons of a coal-laden goods train derails at Gurpa station in Bihar. Derailment results in disruption of rail traffic on the up and down lines. However, no casualties reported yet. Situation in Assam continues to be grim as nearly 1,100 people of 83 villages are affected by the deluge caused by cyclonic storm Sitrang. Several homes damaged due to Sitrang, which caused heavy rains and storms in the state. Tamil Nadu government's idol wing submits papers to a US-based museum and an auction company claiming its ownership of 2 idols that were stolen over 50 years ago from the Vishwanatha Swami temple. Idol wing hopes to retrieve the idols from the Freer Sackler Museum in Washington and restore them under the UNESCO treaty. Rajasthan Chief Minister and Congress leader Ashok Gehlot congratulates Mallikarjun Kharge on election to post of president of the party. However, mentions that last-minute efforts were made to make Rahul Gandhi party president as only he could challenge Modi and the BJP government.
भी जो है राहुल गांधी जी की इच्छा थी कि एक बार नॉन गांधी बने अध्यक्ष। हालांकि लास्ट मोमेंट तक ये प्रयास हुए कि राहुल जी अध्यक्ष बने वापस, तो वही चुनौती दे सकते हैं मोदी जी को और सरकार को, एनडीए गवर्नमेंट को, जो दे रहे वो।
And despite the ban on firecrackers, national capital remained wrapped in a blanket of smog post-Diwali. Air quality remains in the very poor category. As overall air quality index stands at 323, people are forced to use face masks again. In a massive development in the Coimbatore car blast case, City Police on the 25th of October invoked sections of the stringent anti-terror law under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the UAPA, against the 5 arrested accused after over 50 kilograms of explosives were seized from the residence of the accused, Jamisha Mubin, who died in the blast. Notably, the police action came after Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalai claimed that the incident is a terror attack and not simply a cylinder blast. A report.
Right now, we are at Jamesha Mubin's house, the person who died in the terror attack, the cylinder blast that happened in Coimbatore town hall. As we can see, this is the place where he has been living, and there are evidences of him living. The police have now locked and sealed the houses. Nobody can enter or go inside of these houses, and they have, during the investigation, brought all kind of things that were inside the house, and they have taken everything out, and you can see visibly you can see things have been put out after the investigation. But the main thing that we are noticing here from this building is that there are huge samples of some kind of products that we can see. These probably could have been leftovers from the chemicals that were confiscated from this house. And as you can see, there is so many toxic powders that is seen on the floor of the house, and there are so many things. We have been known that explosives such as aluminium nitrate and sulfur and ammonium were taken from this house, and these could have been the evidences that the police gathered from this house. And apart from all of this, there's one more thing important that we can notice is that very close by here to the house is the office of the PFI that was recently sealed after the ban, which is just few buildings away, as we gather information from this site, which is could be a coincidence and could not be a coincidence also, but it is definitely notable that the PFI office is very close by. This is Vashni Rambu along with camera person Lenin from Coimbatore for Republic TV.
And joining us now is Varshini, who's been covering the story ever since it broke. Varshini, when we talk about, the mystery over the blast, there's no statement yet from the state government, is there? Even though the BJP continues with its unrelenting attack, the NIA, we believe, has been, it has requested the NIA to be called in, and UAPA has been invoked. What is the latest status as far as the state government stance is concerned?
Well, as you clearly mentioned, the state government has not yet taken a stand on this matter. It's very clear that the whole issue is a terror attack since UAPA has been invoked. But at the same time, the Tamil Nadu government, the chief minister, has not yet given a official statement or a warning or any kind of sort has not been given by the Tamil Nadu government. But at the same time, we also are seeing how the BJP is also making several allegations. They are even leveling allegations on the DMK government for taking this kind of a stand, a mum stand during this kind of a very tense and a very important situation. And at the same time, if you see in Coimbatore, the police are still continuing to do their investigation. On one hand, though the main 5 accused along with Jamesha Mubin have been arrested and have been sent to judicial custody, at the same time interrogation is still on its underway. And today also we saw raids by the Coimbatore City Police happening at the family, the relatives' house of Jamesha Mubin. His cousin brother, who is very close relative to Jamesha Mubin, Afsar Khan, his house was raided, though Afsar Khan was detained by the Coimbatore City Police a couple days back. Today, while his wife and his children were at home, the police went there for raids, and they have confiscated a laptop also from the house, and several other family members, if inside of the Coimbatore city, will also be brought under the scanner, is what we are picking up for the moment. But the interrogation is still thorough, and the Coimbatore City Police are trying their maximum to make sure that no piece is left, because the NIA is also likely to take up the case. So if at all the NIA is going to take up the case, before that the Coimbatore City Police is trying to make sure that it reaches the maximum number of evidences it is able to gather.
Style? For me, it's the pursuit of timeless elegance. Crisp, clean, classic, subtle brilliance. You don't know what it is that catches your eye, but it does, The cut, the color, the lines. There's something in the essence of the evergreen. You feel special, selected. That's when I know I found the right fit. When I feel selected.
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
This particular incident coming out from Shivamoga, we've also understood that the police have beefed up security.
This is exactly where the blast happened, in front of the Kota Ishwaran temple.
Forces continue to intensify anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. One terrorist has been killed in Kupwara.
Palestinian elements are trying to establish their agenda in Canada. There was no action from the side of the Canada, and resulting, this Diwali turned into the clash.
वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
Race to Gujarat polls intensifies. Kejriwal rings in gourds on notes card now.
क्या से क्या हो गया देखते देखते। वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है आज ही हमारे सामने।
From Kejriwal's Hindu eyewash jibe to the attack, a BJP now tears into Aam Aadmi Party over the Hindu card. Coimbatore blast case unravels. Was there a larger conspiracy behind? Annamalai puts DMK in a spot, alleges cover-up by Stalin government. From satsangs to political visits, national outrage over parole for rapist Rahim. Pro-Khalistani groups and the Indian nationals clash during Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. Viewers, you're watching Republic TV, India's #1 news channel. I'm Shivangi Shukla, and on India's #1 news channel right now, we have the #1 exclusive, which will set the agenda for the day. More details on the accused arrested in Coimbatore car blast case have come in. Firoz Ismail is an alleged ISIS sympathizer deported from UAE in 2020. Ismail is one of the 5 seen in the CCTV footage on your screens there, moving a gas cylinder and drums filled with explosive into Mubin's car. And Shaban Sen is joining me for more. Shaban, we are getting multiple details come in, and of course we had also speculated and said that they were all evidences also pointing towards a larger terror plot in this Coimbatore car blast case. What are we learning about this big exclusive on Republic TV?
Well, in fact, Shivak, the details that we are picking up right now is with regards to an existing ISIS module which came under the scanner of the National Investigation Agency. It turns out that one of the accused arrested in this particular case 27-year-old Feroz Ismail is an alleged ISIS sympathizer who was deported from UAE back in 2020. In fact, we're now being told that he was questioned by the National Investigation Agency. What we do not know at this point in time is that whether at all a case was registered against Feroz Ismail and whether he was let off by the NIA based on certain inputs that they had received. That is not very clear at this point in time. How exactly is Feroz Ismail connected to the Coimbatore blast? We have been told that Ismail is one of the 5 seen in the CCTV footage moving the gas cylinders and the drums that were filled with explosives into Mubin's car. Remember, Mubin too was under the scanner of the National Investigation Agency. He was examined back in 2019, and the fact that this was also connected to the Sri Lanka Easter bombing. In fact, they were radicalized is what the National Investigation Agency sources say. Apart from that, the second input that we are getting is with regards to the person who arranged the Maruti 800 car for Mubin, who goes by the name of Thalka. And it turns out that he is the son of Nawab Khan. Nawab Khan happens to be a member of the band organization Al-Umma. So we're talking about 2 more connections that is basically emerging. One of the person who has arranged the car for Mubin, Thalka, who is the son of Nawab Khan, a member of the band organization Al-Umma. In fact, Nawab Khan is also an accused in the Coimbatore serial bomb blast case. The third aspect as far as this investigation goes, we are now being told that the examination of Mubin's digital gadgets has essentially revealed that he basically searched on the internet how to make bombs. And that is the reason why there is growing suspicion that in fact Mubin was trying to move those gas cylinders and drums that were filled with explosives because he wanted to carry out an attack. Now, whether that attack was in the temple was supposed to be carried out at the temple premises is something that is being probed right now. But given the fact that the area in which the movement has taken place, there is the presence of a temple. The other aspect is that Mubin was basically part of a module that was operating. Police essentially suspect that Mubin and 5 other arrested accused were sympathizers of ISIS, and they all together operated as a module. In fact, their entire electronic devices have been sent for forensic analysis to unearth whether any other individuals are also involved. Apart from that, Shivaji, we are also picking up that the National Investigation Agency had come across a Facebook page that went by the name of Khilafa, and there were others who were part of this. A total of 8 people have already been questioned. In fact, some of them are still being questioned by the local police. Apart from that, the National Investigation Team, which is camping in Coimbatore for the last 2 to 3 days, they are waiting for official orders to come in from the Ministry of Home Affairs so that they can take over this entire case. So in all likelihood, in the next 24 to 48 hours, they are given to understand that this case would now be transferred to the National Investigation Agency because there is a clear terror link that is basically emerging, something that the local police have also not denied.
Shaban, now we'll go back tomorrow. Let's go back, in fact, yesterday. Let's go back to yesterday when we first broke this story on Republic TV. K. Annamalai addressed a press conference yesterday, Shavan, and urged the state authorities and police to call the incident a terror attack and not simply a cylinder blast, Shavan. Because there were links there to a larger terror plot. We're also talking about a Sri Lanka link there as well. Shavan, if you could explain to our viewers about the comments which were made by K. Annamalai. He also said that the incident is a failure of the ruling DMK government.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt about one fact, that there was an attempt that was made by the political class in Tamil Nadu to try and suppress the information, because till the time the DGP went to the spot, it was almost made to look like that this was a case of cylinder blast. It was only after BJP Tamil Nadu chief who raked up this entire issue by saying that there is a clear terror link. It is he who first indicated that there is an ISIS link. Within a few hours after Tamil Nadu BJP chief had put out that tweet, information started flowing out that Mubin, whose body was completely charred and it was beyond recognition, was an ISIS sympathizer.
In fact, he was examined by the National Investigation Agency back in 2019. And the fact now that there is, after the searches that were carried out at Mubin's premises, it turns out that certain explosives, materials for carrying out an explosion was found from Mubin's residence. That too has been seized. Forensic examination is being carried out. Whether they were part of a larger module is still being investigated. In fact, we are now being told that at least 6 to 7 of them were part of this module that existed in Tamil Nadu. Was the plan only to carry out an explosion inside the temple premises, or there was something more to it? Is something that the agencies will have to look into. What we are being told right now is that there are few people who are already being questioned by the crime branch of the Tamil Nadu police. In fact, the investigation is underway. Part of the case details have already been shared with the National Investigation Agency. We are being told that once the order comes in from the Ministry of Home Affairs, this case would be re-registered, and the fact that they would be looking into the matter.
Shravan, stay on with us. Our senior editor Shravan is getting us the top updates on this big exclusive, which is setting the agenda today, viewers. Varshini is joining me as well. Varshini, take us through what you are learning so far. We are getting all the top updates on this Coimbatore car blast case.
Well, Shivangi, to add to what Shravan had just spoken about the terror links, the past history of these 5 accused who've been arrested is what is the interrogation that's currently happening in Coimbatore city. The city commissioner, as we speak, is in the commissionerate where he has his special teams that was, specially created to investigate this matter. They're all discussing together on to how to, bring upon the other past, terror links that these 5 accused have. And it's not just 1 or 2 cases, as Shravan has brought out to light about Feroz Ismail, who has been deported, and also about Talka. Now we are also learning the other terror links are also being probed right now. Therefore, as of now, as the 5 main accused have been arrested in this case, the kind of terror linkage that they have is being interrogated, is being investigated right now by the Coimbatore City Commissioner and his special teams. But at the same time, as Shravan also mentioned, as I've also been reporting from morning, NIA is likely to take upon this case, and NIA officials have also reached Coimbatore, and any time this case could be officially transferred to the NIA for further investigation. Right from the beginning, be it the BJP or the people at the NIA, only if the NIA investigate this case, it would be apt, is what is the kind of hope that many people had. And now NIA is likely to take up this case any moment now, and once NIA comes into the picture, it's going to be a bigger investigation than what we are seeing right now. But right now, this is a big terror attack that has happened in Coimbatore, and the investigation is also based on terror links and terror linkages that these 5 accused who've been arrested now has, and further details could emerge out of this investigation.
Varshini, I just want you to stay with us. I want you to stay with us because our viewers are getting all the updates from you, Varshini, also from our senior editor Shravan Sen. In fact, Varshini, you have filed a report on this big exclusive on Republic TV. Let's play that out right now.
Right now, we are at Jamesha Mubin's house, the person who died in the terror attack, the cylinder blast that happened in Coimbatore town hall. As we can see, this is the place where he has been living, and there are evidences of him living. The police have now locked and sealed the houses. Nobody can enter or go inside of these houses, and they have, during the investigation, brought all kind of things that were inside the house, and they have taken everything out, and you can see visibly you can see things have been put out after the investigation. But the main thing that we are noticing here from this building is that there are huge samples of some kind of products that we can see. These probably could have been leftovers from the chemicals that were confiscated from this house. And as you can see, there is so many toxic powders that is seen on the floor of the house, and there are so many things there. We have been known that explosives such as aluminium nitrate and sulfur and ammonium were taken from this house, and these could have been the evidences that the police gathered from this house. And apart from all of this, there's one more thing important that we can notice is that very close by here to the house is the office of the PFI that was recently sealed after the ban, which is just few buildings away as we gather information from this site, which is could be a coincidence and could not be a coincidence also, but it is definitely notable that the PFI office is very close by. This is Vashni Rambu along with camera person Lenin from Coimbatore for Republic TV.
All right, let's go to Shravan Sen, our senior editor is joining us live. Shravan, Tamil Nadu police has invoked sections of the stringent anti-terror law, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, as well against the 5 accused. And Shravan, if you could explain to our viewers that examination of Mubin's digital gadgets, the accused arrested and also the one that had in fact was a deceased after that Coimbatore car blast case, they found that he was searching for ways to make bombs on the internet. Shravan.
Well, in fact, that's the latest details we are picking up right now, Shivagi, with regards to the analysis, the forensic examination that has been done of the digital devices of Mubin and others who have been arrested in this particular case. But the big takeaway being essentially that his digital devices essentially indicate that over the last few days, we do not have the exact time frame or the time period when these searches were carried out by Mubin. In fact, Mubin was looking at the internet to how to exactly make bombs, the formation of the bombs. And in fact, he had already got certain materials, explosive devices that were also brought in. In fact, these materials were seized by the Tamil Nadu police, is what we are being told. So it becomes amply clear that this was being planned for quite some time, that this module was active. This module, which also includes another man called Feroz Ismail. Feroz Ismail is 27-year-old, and that Feroz Ismail was part of this entire module. So this module that I'm talking about is an active module. And secondly, this module was not only operating in the state of Tamil Nadu. There is a suspicion that this could have also spread its wings in other states like Kerala, for that matter, and Karnataka. So they're also looking at whether at all there were a larger number of people who were part of it, because there was also a Facebook page which goes by the name of Khilafa, which was being operated by some of these members of this ISIS module. In fact, part of the radicalization program, whether they had certain handlers operating outside India, that is not very clear at this point in time. It's going to take a little bit more time before some clarity comes in as to whether at all they had handlers outside India who were actually guiding them, whether at all they were sending certain material, literature, so that this entire plan or this entire operation could have been carried out. What becomes very clear is, one, he was searching how to make bombs on the internet. Second, there are certain materials that have been recovered from his residence, which makes it amply clear that yes, they were planning to carry out an attack. This attack, whether it was only targeted at the temple premises or there were other locations, that is still being probed at this point in time. We'll have to wait for some time. There is a clear ISIS connection that is emerging. The very fact that the car that was used by Mubin was actually arranged by a man called Thalka. Thalka happens to be the son of Nawab Khan, who is also a member of a band organization called Al-Umma. And it turns out that he is also part of this entire ISIS module. If you may call this as a sleeper cell of the ISIS, given the fact that back in 2019, that most of them were actually examined, number one. Number two, the fact that they were actually let off. So we're waiting for some sort of an official confirmation to come in from the National Investigation Agency as to why exactly those who were, Ismail was actually deported from UAE. Why was he let off? Why wasn't he arrested? That is not very clear at this point in time. We are waiting for our sources to give us some clarity as to why exactly were these members of ISIS or ISIS sympathizers, why were they actually let off? So it becomes very clear right now. What was initially made to look like a cylinder blast turns out to be a part of a larger design of this particular ISIS module, which was dormant for quite some time, has actually gained momentum. And the fact that they were planning this for quite some time becomes very clear from some of these materials that were recovered from Mubin's residence.
All right. Thank you, Shravan. Thank you, Varshini, on this big story we're tracking at this point in time. Viewers, right now, the exclusive on the Coimbatore car blast case, which will set the agenda for today. #1 exclusive on India's #1 news channel. Let's move on to the other story coming in. Protests happening in Kerala. SFI are protesting outside the Raj Bhavan in Thiruvananthapuram. Let's go straight across to Ashwin. All right, viewers, right now, so you can see the visuals coming in right over there from Thiruvananthapuram, where the SFI are protesting outside the Raj Bhavan, and Ashwin is joining us live. Ashwin, what is happening where you are?
We are outside the Raj Bhavan. As you can see, the SFI, the Student Federation of India, their leaders have now started a protest outside the Raj Bhavan. As you can see, the number of students that have gathered, and all of them have gathered just outside the Raj Bhavan, demanding that they will not cow down under the pressure of the Kerala governor. This is the essential idea that has been given. The LDF, the ruling LDF, had yesterday announced that for the next 2 days there will be statewide protests by various subsidiaries of the ruling left government, which includes the SFI, the Student Federation of India. So as you can see behind me and around me, you can see around in the complete area there are a large number of students, even some of these students in their uniform, demanding that the governor must step back from his decision of where he had sent a show cause notice to 11 universities across Kerala. Most of the prominent universities in Kerala, including the Mahatma Gandhi University, the Kerala University, the Technological University, the Sanskrit University, the Malayalam University, the Sri Narayana Guru Open University, the digital universities, like that, all the major universities, they are demanding the governor has sent a show cause notice. Against this show cause notice is what the Student Federation of India is right now taking a protest outside the Raj Bhavan. Now these are the visuals that are coming from just outside. The Raj Bhavan is right there, and just outside that there's a huge barricade that has been made. The students are raising protest slogans stating that if you do not stop, if you do not backtrack, then this protest will intensify. At that time, do not say that we have indulged in any kind of violence. Now these are the kinds of slogans that are being raised by the students, and you can see a large about 200 to 300 students are right now here. Probably we'll speak to them also and hear from them what they have to say. That's a gaffe over there. He wants Chief Minister to resign. So anyways, taking part in the protest, but seriously, they do not really understand the gravity of the situation is what it looks like. They all gathered over here, but at the same time, what they have all gathered, the leaders have gathered over here demanding that the governor of Kerala, Arif Mohammed Khan, must step back from his decision. Now, the decision is quite crucial. It was scrutinized by the High Court. The High Court itself, Kerala High Court itself, has stated that it is within the powers of the governor to appoint the vice chancellors as per the UGC regulations. And even if there is any kind of a tussle between the state legislation and the UGC regulations by the center, the UGC regulations upholds more value and the state laws becomes repugnant. Now these are the exact words that has been used by the Supreme Court on last Friday, the verdict that had come in the Supreme Court, which stated that the vice chancellor of the Abdul Kalam Technological University cannot continue, and based on that ruling, the governor had sent a notice to all the 9 vice chancellors stating that it has the appointment was against the UGC regulations, and he is bound by the Supreme Court order that he should work towards that. And as a result of that particular decision, the large number of left cadres have come out onto the street today. You can see the Students' Union has also come out. The Student Federation of India, the SFI leaders have come out on the street, and these are the visuals that you can see from outside the Raj Bhavan in Thiruvananthapuram. Back to you.
Right. And also, after the Vice Chancellors had not sent in the resignations by 11:30 a.m. on Monday, in fact, he has issued show-cause notices to them seeking the response by November 3rd. So November 3rd is that date where the Vice Chancellors are supposed to respond back, Ashwin?
Well, absolutely. 9 Vice Chancellors are supposed to respond back by November 3rd. And 2 Vice Chancellors from Srinarayan Guru Open University and Digital University, those 2 Vice Chancellors are supposed to respond by November 4th. Now, the governor is very, very clear on his stance. He has stated that it is against the UGC regulations, and in case if there is the course correction has to be made. Meanwhile, the state, what the state LDF is trying to say, instead of talking it on the legal terms, they are broadly brushing it aside, brushing it by saying this is the ploy of the RSS, and the governor of Kerala, Arif Muhammad Khan, is working like a pan for the RSS to implement their agenda. Apart from that, in terms of articulation of the particular laws that has been made, there has been not much, because the Supreme Court last Friday has given a very clear verdict, and in that verdict it's very interesting because the verdict was challenging the appointment of the Vice Chancellor of Abdul Kalam University, and in that verdict one of the particular points says any such appointments made in a similar fashion is repugnant, and it also has to be looked into. So this, based on that particular word, that any, is very crucial in that Supreme Court judgment. Based on that, the governor has acted. Now, the allegations by the ruling left government is that the governor has acted in haste. There was no need of such a hurry. It could even have gone for any kind of even if the Supreme Court has made such a order, it can also be subject to any kind of review. But stating that they said that governor is acting in haste. But however, the governor is very clear on his roles and his role as a chancellor of university, because he is the appointing faculty. He is the person who appoints all the vice chancellors of various universities. Now 9 plus 2, 11 universities vice chancellors. In all likelihood, the decision will be made for 9 vice chancellors on November 3rd and 2 vice chancellors on November 4th. The Kerala High Court is also awaiting that the decision by the governor, after which they could also look for any kind of a legal pathway to ensure that they get justice. But saying that while all this is going on, you can clearly see a large number of SFI supporters have gathered. The Student Federation of India supporters have gathered. This is the students' wing of the CPM, the left government, the LDF. They are all gathered here demanding that the governor should track back from his decision, and they will also stating that across Kerala, across all the colleges, all the college campuses, a similar strike will be held, and they will bring the entire college functioning to a paralysis, and they are demanding that the governor must step back from his decision. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Ashwin, for getting us all the details there. So the SFI protesting outside the Raj Bhavan in Thiruvananthapuram. Let's have a look at what else is making news. Josh Butler-led England side look to continue their winning run in the T20 World Cup as they take on the close neighbour Ireland on the iconic Melbourne cricket ground. After a thrilling victory over the arch rivals Pakistan, Team India is all set to face Netherlands in the upcoming match tomorrow in Sydney, in Australia. Hubert Hurkacz has secured a thrilling 3-set victory over France's Tiff at the Vienna Open. He has finished with a whopping 28 aces to earn his place in the second round. Six-seed Roberto Bautista has eased into the last of 16 rounds of the Swiss indoor golf after defeating Laszlo in straight sets. A Russian court rejected an appeal by US basketball star of a 9-year prison sentence for drug possession. The Biden administration has probed into the matter. The White House has stated that the bringing home detained Americans remain a priority despite the latest setback in the imprisonment in Russia.
It's fair to say that we have been in contact, right? And the lines of communication continue to be open. I'm certainly not going to negotiate from here, from this podium or in public, and so therefore we're not going to get into greater details. But again, we have been very clear that Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan need to be home. They should be home right away. And the president's going to do everything that he can to bring detained Americans back home.
The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी
एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
Race to Gujarat polls intensifies. Kejriwal rings in God's on notes card now.
वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है।
From Kejriwal's Hindu eyewash jibe to fake Bhakt attack, BJP tears into Aam Aadmi Party over Hindu card. Coimbatore blast case unravels. Was there a larger conspiracy behind? Annamalai puts DMK in a spot, alleges cover-up by Stalin government. From satsangs to political visits, national outrage over parole for rapist Rahim. Pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals clash during Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. Viewers, you're watching India's number one news channel, Republic TV. I'm Shivangi Shukla. Let's start off with the first story coming in after the Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal has appealed to the central government to introduce the Indian currency notes with Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi's images on one side, keeping Mahatma Gandhi's picture on the other side. This is being seen as the Delhi CM's Hindu card before polls in Gujarat. Our party plays open Hindu card in elections. Many reactions coming in, viewers. Let's listen to them.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए। जैसा मैंने कहा कि हमें अपनी अर्थव्यवस्था को सुधारने के लिए, भारत को आगे तरक्की देने के लिए बहुत सारे एफर्ट्स की ज़रूरत है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ देवी देवताओं के आशीर्वाद की भी ज़रूरत है। अगर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो एज इट इज़ रहे, दूसरी तरफ अगर लक्ष्मी जी की और गणेश जी की तस्वीर होगी, तो इससे पूरे देश को उनका आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। लक्ष्मी जी को समृद्धि की देवी माना गया है, गणेश जी जितने विघ्न होते हैं उनको हरने वाला, उनको देवता माना गया है, विघ्न दूर करने वाला देवता माना गया है, तो उन दोनों की तस्वीरें उसके ऊपर लगनी चाहिए। हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि सारे नोट बदले जाएं, लेकिन जितने फ्रेश नोट्स छपते हैं, अभी जो नोट्स हैं वो एज इट इज़ रहें, लेकिन जो हर महीने फ्रेश नोट छपते हैं, वो फ्रेश नोट्स के ऊपर ये शुरुआत की जा सकती है और धीरे धीरे करते करते सर्कुलेशन में काफ़ी मात्रा में ये वाले नए नोट आ जाएंगे।
ये हिंदी चलचित्र में एक कहावत है, एक गाना है, क्या से क्या हो गया देखते देखते। वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं। दिवाली लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का पर्व है, और दिवाली मनाने पर जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाला व्यक्ति आज किस प्रकार का यू टर्न ले रहे हैं, आज किस प्रकार का ढोंग कर रहे हैं, यह भी हम देख रहे हैं। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी वही व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने विगत वर्षों में कहा था कि जहां राम मंदिर बन रहा है, जहां भव्य राम मंदिर बन रहा है, वहां राम मंदिर नहीं बनना चाहिए, वहां तो अस्पताल बनना चाहिए। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की वो वीडियो भी है, जनता उस वीडियो को देखे जिसमें केजरीवाल जी कह रहे थे कि मैं तो किसी भी कीमत पे उस राम मंदिर में आराधना करने, पूजा करने नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि उस
Viewers, getting some breaking news coming in at this point of time. What we're learning so far is that Arun, son of retired sub-inspector of Delhi police, was beaten, I repeat, was beaten to death with a brick over alleged car parking scuffle, which happened in the police limits of Ghaziabad in a place called Tilamur. Now, all right, this is the footage we can see on your screen, the video of the Ghaziabad road rage on your screen. You can see that. You can see what happened there. We're getting you the disturbing video of the Ghaziabad road rage on your screen. The video shows a man being beaten to death. Beaten to death. Those are the visuals on the screen now. Arun, the son of the retired sub-inspector of Delhi police, was beaten to death with a brick over the alleged car parking scuffle. So the issue was car parking, and that's what we are learning. That was the alleged reason for the scuffle which had broken out. In fact, our executive editor of politics, Ashurya Kapoor, is going to take us to the details. Ashurya.
Well, if you see these visuals, and in a microsecond you see that a man is being literally killed. A man in a yellow t-shirt is throwing a brick, a full brick on the head, on the skull of a man who has now been identified as Arun, 35 years of age, son of a retired sub-inspector of Delhi police. This has happened in the Tilla Mode police limits of Ghaziabad. And what we are being told initially that it began with a parking problem. A spat was broke between two individuals regarding parking, and from that it reached to a point that it resulted in a fist fight, and then ultimately this man being seen hammering the victim with a brick, and the victim has been identified as Arun, age 35, son of a retired sub-inspector of Delhi police. So the kind of brutality, and this is to be termed as road rage because it began with an issue on parking, and from that, if you see the initial 2-second video where you can see a man in a yellow t-shirt hammering down that brick on the skull of the other man, and the other man is now dead. He's said to be Arun, 35 years of age, as I just reiterated, son of a retired sub-inspector of Delhi police. Very disturbing visuals coming in from the Tilla Mode police limits area of Ghaziabad police. Death with a brick over alleged car parking scuffle. Road rage is reaching to a different level. People really need to understand we as a society, but on these visuals, once again, we are being told that the Ghaziabad police is already in a lookout of this individual in yellow t-shirt who's hammering down that brick on the skull, right on the skull of the victim. 35-year-old Arun, who was son of a former Delhi police sub-inspector. They both had an altercation, an argument regarding parking, and from that argument, it reached to a point where it resulted in one man killing the other.
And Ashurya, the disturbing video of the Ghaziabad road rage is right there on the screen for all our viewers to see, where the man can be seen beaten to death. And right now, the big question which is also being raised right now, what about the law and order situation at that spot, Ashurya?
Well, absolutely. That there is no doubt about it. There was the police when the argument started. We are being told that the argument went on for 10-15 minutes. So the local cops, the beat cops, they really need to be questioned. They really need to be asked what is exactly happening in Ghaziabad, and especially in that Tilla Mode area. But once again, we as a society also need to see there are people who are standing. We can still identify some bystanders. And this man is literally being beaten to death by hammering bricks, by a brick being hammered on his skull. What is happening? And it all began only and only with a parking problem, with an altercation which began that I will park here or you will park here. From that to a point that one man is no more. He has been brutally killed by hammering bricks. So all of these questions really need to be answered. Well, as you correctly mentioned, the law and order agency of this region really needs to be questioned. The Ghaziabad police, the Tilla Mode SHO, what has been done? Has this man been nabbed? The man who they're only able to say the man in a yellow t-shirt. Has he been nabbed? Has he been taken into? Taken into arrest? What are the latest details in this regard? So all of this right now, because this video, which was taken by a man or by an individual, we don't know who at this very point of time, but was moving from that very area and caught that at that very moment, got it on video, where that individual in the yellow t-shirt is hammering down a full brick on the skull of the victim who's no more. And it's caught on camera. Shivangi.
Right. And you know, right now, the big question also coming out right now is that what about, you know, the police action which we can expect next, Ashurya? All right, so we have lost Ashurya, but we'll be back with him very soon. Ashurya is getting us all the details right now, so you can see the disturbing video of the Ghaziabad road rage on your screen, where Arun is the name of that man who was beaten to death. Arun is the son of the retired sub-inspector of Delhi police, was beaten to death with a brick over alleged car parking scuffle in the police limits of Ghaziabad in a place called Tila Mode. Top global updates after taking charge of the first Indian origin Prime Minister of UK, Rishi Sunak, immediately said about appointing a cabinet. He appointed Dominic Raab as the Deputy Prime Minister. He also removed about a dozen members of the Truss government, but kept several senior figures in place. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi welcomed Israeli President Isaac Herzog to the U.S. Capitol for discussion on Israel and Lebanon's breakthrough agreement on the maritime boundaries.
President, your visit is coming at a very important time as we observe the agreement that our president had a role in playing in terms of Israel and Lebanon's breakthrough agreement on the maritime boundaries and the rest. So we'll look forward to that conversation.
Heavy thunderstorms hit Egypt's capital Cairo along with several provinces and flooding the streets and causing disruption. The capital's heavy traffic moved through the flooded roads. 4 people were injured after an overturned tanker truck caught fire on Interstate 95 in the Delray Beach in Florida. The incident prompted the 195 to North area to shut down in both the directions. Alan Fung, a Rhode Island Republican congressional candidate, posed a real threat to control a district of Democrats, which they have held for more than 3 decades.
It's been over 30 years since a Republican has sat in this seat. And, it's what's difficult about this is, we're in a very deep blue state, very deep blue region in New England where we don't have a single Republican in the House of Representatives right now down in Washington, D.C. And I'm proud to lead that effort to, be that moderate, centrist, Republican, to bring back that brand of leadership. And I've shown that, and that's why I'm leading right now. People know my record as mayor of our state's second largest city, turning a city that was hurting financially into one of the best cities to live by working across the aisle.
A well-known Haitian journalist survived an assassination attempt that left his car riddled with bullets in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. Now, the son, Alfonso, who worked at the daily newspaper and at a radio station, is undergoing treatment. Pentagon strongly refuted Russia's Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu's claim of Ukraine preparing to launch a so-called dirty bomb.
From a U.S. standpoint, the allegations that Ukraine is building a dirty bomb are false. We have not seen at this time, though, any indication that Russia has made a decision or intends to employ nuclear weapons or a dirty bomb. But again, it's something that we'll continue to watch closely.
An earthquake with the preliminary magnitude of 5.1 rattled San Francisco Bay Area. No immediate damage or injuries have been reported yet. Thousands of people rallied in Bosnia to demand an end to the recount of ballots from contested general election this month. They wanted to confirm a staunchly pro-Russian politician as president of the country's Serb-run part. From satsang to political visits, a national outrage over parole for rapist Rahim. Khalistani groups and the Indian nationals clashed during Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. Much more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
After the minority prime minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the prime minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore city police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In one such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री
This particular incident coming out from Shivamoga, we've also understood that the police have beefed up security.
This is exactly where the blast happened, in front of the Kota Ishwaran temple.
Forces continue to intensify anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. One terrorist has been killed in Kupwara.
Palestinian elements are trying to establish their agenda in Canada. There was no action from the side of the Canada, and resulting, this Diwali turned into the clash.
Viewers, rape convict Gurmeet Rahim Singh, convicted for rape and murder and out on parole, has featured in a music video that is racking up numbers on YouTube. Convicted in 2017, the Dera Soda chief got a 20-year jail term. He was granted a 40-day parole last week following an application filed by his family. His flashy new Punjabi music video was released on the day of Diwali. India asked from satsang to political visits. Remember that he's out of parole right now. The question is, did Rahim get parole for this? So, rape convict Gurmeet Rahim Singh, convicted for rape and murder and is out on parole. He is featured on a music video that is racking up numbers. I repeat, that music video is racking up numbers on YouTube. Convicted in 2017, a Dera Soda chief has got 20-year jail term.
जो अपने डिसाइपल को रेप के अक्यूज के जुर्माने पे वो जो अंदर गए थे जेल में, वो परोल पे बाहर है और उन्होंने अब डांस वीडियोस रिलीज किया है दिवाली के दिन. आप उस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे? एक रेप अक्यूज जो दिवाली के दिन अपने फिर एक डांस वीडियो बाहर निकाले, तो डू यू थिंक हिज परोल शुड बी कैंसल्ड?
दिस इज नॉट परमिसिबल.
राम रहीम जो अपने डिसाइपल को रेप के अक्यूज के जुर्माने पे वो जो अंदर गए थे जेल में, वो परोल पे बाहर है और उन्होंने अब डांस वीडियोस रिलीज किया है दिवाली के दिन. आप उस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे? एक रेप अक्यूज जो दिवाली के दिन अपने फिर एक डांस वीडियो बाहर निकाले, तो डू यू थिंक हिज परोल शुड बी कैंसल्ड?
दिस इज नॉट परमिसिबल.
All right, viewers, so Gurmeet Rahim Singh has released a Diwali music video, and this is coming after his online satsang created a big controversy. Anuj is getting us more details. Anuj, over to you.
Oh, well, exactly. This is again becoming a controversy, and a controversy has been sparked by Baba Ram Rahim. As he's out on parole, this is the 40 days parole which has been given, and the question being raised by the opposition parties that why this time the parole is giving. It has been always stated about the timings, because earlier it was at the time of Punjab election, even at the time of Rashtrapati election. Now this is going to be civic body elections in the state of Haryana. So the question is being raised, and the controversy is around why the parole has been given. Right now I'm reporting from the same Dera. This is Dera of Bagpat, where Ram Rahim is inside at this point in time. What we have been told, he is doing his virtual satsang, which is on. As we have seen the video, is coming out with the videos also. There you can see and understand in the visuals, the people are still coming here. These are the supporters. These are the people who used to join the satsang. Even I'll try and talk to the people over here. Sir, अगर आप बता सकें, पेरोल पे बाबा इस समय बाहर हैं, बहुत कंट्रोवर्सी उस चीज़ को लेके है कि टाइमिंग को लेकर सबसे पहले तो कि जब इलेक्शन होते हैं तभी बाबा को पेरोल पे बाहर भेज दिया जाता है।
देखिए, ऐसी कंट्रोवर्सी कोई नहीं है। पैरोल लेना सभी का नैतिक अधिकार है, कानूनी अधिकार है। और गुरुजी के पैरोल के लिए अपने जिम्मेदार जो है एप्लीकेशन लगाते हैं, काफ़ी पहले लगाते हैं। सरकार कब देती है वो सरकार की बात है, लेकिन इसका राजनीति से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। गुरुजी का ना राजनीति में दखलंदाज पहले था ना अब है, ना गुरुजी अपने
जनता पार्टी के लोग जो अभी वर्चुअल मीटिंग हुई, जो वर्चुअल सत्संग हुआ, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग और डेप्यूटी स्पीकर हरियाणा असेंबली के वो सब भी मौजूद थे, तो उस पर भी सवाल उठ रहे हैं।
देखिए, गुरुजी का जब कोई वर्चुअल प्रोग्राम या वैसे फिजिकल प्रोग्राम होता है तो सभी पार्टियों के लोग जो है जिनकी आस्था होती है गुरुजी में, वो आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए आते हैं। तो जहाँ वर्चुअल प्रोग्राम है वहाँ किसी को विशेष कह के आमंत्रित कह के नहीं बुलाया जाता। अभी बीजेपी वाले आ जाओ या लोकदल वाले आ जाओ, जो आ जाते हैं वो वहाँ पे जो ना आशीर्वाद ले लेते हैं। लेकिन गुरुजी किसी को नहीं कहते कि बीजेपी को सपोर्ट करना या किसी को करना, ये श्रद्धालुओं के ऊपर डिपेंड है।
क्योंकि पेरोल पे आउट हैं तो कई कंट्रोवर्सी उस पर खड़ी हो रही हैं। अपोजिशन लीडर्स बोलते हैं कि भाई पेरोल पे आउट है सिर्फ फैमिली से मिल सकते हैं या किस किस से मिलना है। वहीं राजनीतिकरण जो हो रहा है उस पर तो आप क्या कहेंगे?
जी देखिए, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। ये जो अपोजिशन पार्टीज़ हैं तो ये तो अपना सवाल खड़ा करेंगी, लेकिन जैसे जो भी लीडर्स आ रहे हैं या फिर जो भी फॉलोअर्स डेरा सच्चा सौदा के जो वर्चुअल सत्संग में जा रहे हैं, सबकी एक अपनी आस्था होती है, सबका एक अपना विश्वास होता है और उस विश्वास को लेकर, उस आस्था को लेकर ही वो वहाँ पर पहुँच रहे हैं।
वहीं राजनीतिक कनेक्शंस की जो बार बार बात आती है, टाइमिंग्स की जो बात आती है, जो पहले भी कहा गया कि भाई पंजाब चुनाव है तब पैरोल मिलती है, उसके बाद अब सिविक बॉडी के इलेक्शन हैं तब पैरोल मिलती है, तो क्या कहीं जुड़ाव है?
नहीं, देखिए जैसे अभी आपको बताया कि मतलब ये टाइमिंग्स, ये तो एक मतलब सारा जोड़ा जा रहा है। वैसे टाइमिंग्स अगर आपको बताऊं, गुरुजी का कोई राजनीति से ना कोई पहले से दखल था, ना अब है और ना कभी आगे रहेगा। उन्होंने तो बस एक समाज की हमेशा भलाई की है और वो अब भी कर रहे हैं। आपको पता होगा, जैसे सभी को ही पता है कि उन्होंने 142 मानवता भलाई के काम चलाए और वो डेरा सच्चा सौदा अभी भी कर रहा है और वो आगे भी करेगा।
आप कहाँ से?
जी मैं रेवाड़ी से।
आप क्या यहीं पे सेवादारी में हैं या कैसे?
जी हम सेवा करने आए हैं, सेवा समिति में। हम
सेवा समिति में क्या करते हैं?
हम जी पानी की सेवा, लंगर की सेवा, जो सेवा समिति है उसमें।
So these are some of the supporters who are standing right outside, and some of the sevadar, rather we should say, who used to work in this particular premises, in this particular dera of Baghpat. But now, yes, the controversy is again erupting out as this is being stated that why the virtual meeting is going on, why the Bharatiya Janata Party leadership is joining this particular meeting, and the people and rather the opposition leaders are connecting it with the timings also. That is also becoming a big controversy. Yes.
Anuj, you know, the parole of Gurmeet Ram Rahim has coincided with some polls in the region as well. Let's take us through the entire case and what exactly has been happening in the past few days, because we are seeing many satsangs, we are seeing many leaders also attend those satsangs.
Well, that is exactly what is a part of the controversy, and I'll continue with the visuals. Let me also give you the sense what is happening. Like there is a process where all the peoples are coming here. They are trying to get their entry. They have their certain process to get entry. Their details is being noted out over here. On the other hand, let me tell you that yes, this is as we are talking about the same, becoming a controversy about the timing. Timing is the main thing on which the opposition leaders could be clearly seeing, and this is the question which has been asked about the timing, whether it is about the Punjab election timing, whether it is about the civic body election of the Haryana. So that's something what has been stated, because the BJP leadership was clearly seen over there, and they have also attended this particular virtual satsang which was organized, which was hosted by Baba Ram Rahim. So this is becoming the controversy, and we do not have any opportunity to talk to Baba Ram Rahim. We were just trying, but he did not meet to media generally and does not react on the same. But on the other hand, we are also waiting for any kind of reaction from the Bharatiya Janata Party, if they are going to come ahead and will say anything about their leadership, even the deputy speaker joining this virtual satsang. On the other hand, we are coming out with the live coverage on the same. I'm reporting live from the Dera of Baghpat. Time for a short break. Stay tuned.
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore city police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In one such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore city police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has played a Hindu card before the elections. There should be Lakshmi and Ganesh pictures on Indian currency.
The police station can be seen being vandalized in Khan Market. Vehicles were also set on fire.
PPA invoked in Coimbatore blast probe as chemical substances are seized.
A rape convict Gurmeet Rahim, convicted for rape and murder, is out on parole and has featured in a music video that is racking up the numbers on YouTube.
A very good afternoon. You're with us here on Republic and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva with you. The Gujarat elections are just round the corner and trust our netas to politicize each and every opportunity that comes their way. Today it's Arvind Kejriwal. We'll talk about him and much more. First up, the headlines.
वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए.
The race to Gujarat polls is intensifying. Arvind Kejriwal rings in gods on the notes card now.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है.
From Arvind Kejriwal's Hindu eyewash jibe to the fake Bhakt attack, the BJP tearing into the Aam Aadmi Party over the Hindu card. Coimbatore blast case is unraveling. Was there a larger conspiracy behind it? BJP's Annamalai putting the DMK in a spot, alleging a cover-up by the Stalin government. From satsangs to political visits, national outrage over parole for rapist Ram Rahim. Pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals clashed during a Diwali celebration in Canada's Brampton. first up, let's put our focus on the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who believes he has a real chance this time in Gujarat. Now, what he's done is he's appealed to the central government to introduce the Indian currency notes with Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi's images on one side, keeping Mahatma Gandhi's picture on the other side. This is being seen as the Delhi Chief Minister's Hindu card before polls in Gujarat. The Aam Aadmi Party playing openly the Hindu card this elections is a straight and a direct allegation now being levelled by the BJP.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए। जैसा मैंने कहा कि हमें अपनी अर्थव्यवस्था को सुधारने के लिए, भारत को आगे तरक्की देने के लिए बहुत सारे एफर्ट्स की ज़रूरत है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ देवी देवताओं के आशीर्वाद की भी ज़रूरत है। अगर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है वो एज इट इज़ रहे, दूसरी तरफ अगर लक्ष्मी जी की और गणेश जी की तस्वीर होगी तो इससे पूरे देश को उनका आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। लक्ष्मी जी को समृद्धि की देवी माना गया है, गणेश जी जितने विघ्न होते हैं उनको हरने वाला, उनको देवता माना गया है, विघ्न दूर करने वाला देवता माना गया है, तो उन दोनों की तस्वीरें उसके ऊपर लगनी चाहिए। हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि सारे नोट बदले जाएं, लेकिन जितने फ्रेश नोट्स छपते हैं, अभी जो नोट्स हैं वो एज इट इज़ रहें, लेकिन जो हर महीने फ्रेश नोट छपते हैं वो फ्रेश नोट्स के ऊपर ये शुरुआत की जा सकती है और धीरे धीरे करते करते सर्कुलेशन में काफ़ी मात्रा में ये वाले नए नोट आ जाएंगे।
So that is just a part of a detailed press conference we heard from the Delhi Chief Minister a little while earlier. The BJP, as I said, has hit back. But before I get you the BJP's response to what Arvind Kejriwal has said, let's say good afternoon to Kalka Surendranath Avdut. He represents the Kalka Mandir, a famous temple in Delhi. सुरेंद्रनाथ जी, मुझे सबसे पहले ये बताइए कि अरविंद केजरीवाल ने फिलहाल जो ये मांग रखी है, आप इसको कैसे देखते हैं?
केजरीवाल का ये बयान चुनावी स्टंट है, क्योंकि उनको यह एहसास हो गया है कि हिंदुओं की सपोर्ट के बिना इस चुनावी वैतरणी को पार करना बिल्कुल असंभव है। इसलिए हिंदुओं को लुभाने के लिए ये इस प्रकार की बयानबाजी कर रहे हैं। अब से पहले आपको मालूम हो कि आपके नेता किस प्रकार हमारे हिंदू देवी देवताओं का अपमान करते रहे, धर्मांतरण कराते रहे और यहाँ तक कि उन्हें देवी देवताओं के अस्तित्व को भी नकारते रहे। आज केजरीवाल जी को यह एहसास हो रहा है कि बिना हिंदुओं के सपोर्ट के वो इस चुनावी वैतरणी को पार नहीं कर पाएंगे, चुनाव नहीं जीत पाएंगे। इसलिए के शुद्ध और शुद्ध ये चुनावी स्टंट है। उसके साथ ही साथ भारत में हमारे यहाँ हर धर्म, हर जाति के लोग रहते हैं, उनको भी ये बात आसानी से हजम नहीं होगी कि भारतीय मुद्रा पर जो है गणेश और लक्ष्मी का चित्र लगाया जाए। हम इसको अपने देवी देवताओं का अपमान मानते हैं और ये कदापि नहीं होना चाहिए।
अच्छा सुरेंद्रनाथ जी, आप ये कहते हैं कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक चुनावी स्टंट है। इस समय शायद साध्वी गीतांबर तीर्थ जो एक हिंदू रिलीजियस लीडर है, आई थिंक वो भी हमारे साथ जुड़ रही हैं, लेकिन मैं आपसे एक और सवाल सुरेंद्रनाथ जी पूछना चाहती हूँ कि इलेक्शन सीजन है और आम आदमी पार्टी ने एक लंबे समय से, अगर आप देखें सुरेंद्रनाथ जी, ये साबित करने की कोशिश की है कि वो भी उतनी हिंदुत्व के साथ प्रेम करती है या हिंदुत्ववादी है जितनी बीजेपी है। क्या आपको लगता है कि यही वजह है कि इस तरह की मांग आम आदमी पार्टी ने सामने रखी है जिसको बीजेपी ना नकार सकती है ना स्वीकार कर सकती?
नहीं, देखिए मैं एक बात बता दूं कि केजरीवाल जी का चरित्र जो है इस बात को प्रमाणित करता है किस तरह वो जो है तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करते रहे हैं दिल्ली के अंदर। एक आर जो सारे मौलानाओं को उनको जो सरकारी उससे खजाने से वेतन देते हैं, वही हिंदू पुजारियों की पूरी उपेक्षा करते हैं और यहाँ पर किस तरीके से मुसलमान उससे ये पता लगता है कब से पहले वो मुस्लिम तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति अपनाते रहे हैं। लेकिन गुजरात में चुनाव के कारण उनको भी एहसास हो गया कि हिंदुओं के सपोर्ट के बिना वो किसी भी तरीके से इस चुनाव को नहीं जीत सकते, इसलिए अब हिंदुओं को लुभाने के लिए वो इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा, तो आपका क्या कहना है सुरेंद्र नाथ जी, क्या अरविंद केजरीवाल एंटी हिंदू है? क्योंकि यही वो अरविंद केजरीवाल है जिन्होंने देशभक्ति का सिलेबस दिल्ली के स्कूलों में शुरू किया। जो तीर्थ यात्रा की बात करते हैं वो ये भी कहते हैं कि सारे सीनियर सिटीजन्स को वो तीर्थ यात्रा कराएंगे। राम मंदिर का एक रेप्लिका दिल्ली में बनाकर उन्होंने पूजा भी की थी दिवाली के मौके पर। तो आप इन चीजों को कैसे देखते हैं? आपको लगता है कि राजनीति और धर्म सुरेंद्र नाथ जी जब आपस में टकराता है या जब मिलता है वहीं पर दिक्कत होती है?
नहीं, देखिए उनका जो चरित्र है वो बताता है किस तरीके से वो अपने स्वार्थ के लिए इस प्रकार के नौटंकियां करते हैं। कभी वो यात्रा निकालते हैं, कभी हमारे बुजुर्गों को भेजते हैं, लेकिन अंदर अंदर जिस तरीके से वो मुसलमानों को ज्यादा तरजीह देते हैं और भाई रोहिंग्या को बसाते हैं, उससे ये पता लगता है कि ये वास्तव में हिंदू के पक्षधर नहीं है, बल्कि उनकी जो तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति अपनाते हैं और उनको जो है अपने पक्ष में करने का जो विशेष प्रयास दिल्ली में करते रहे। लेकिन क्योंकि उनका ये कार्ड जो गुजरात में चलने वाला नहीं है, इसलिए वो हिंदुओं को लुभाने के लिए भी अब इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा सुरेंद्र नाथ जी, इससे पहले हम बीजेपी का रिएक्शन चलाएं, आपसे एक छोटा सा सवाल पूछना चाहती हूं। क्या आपको लगता है कि बीजेपी को इस समय अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी से डरने की जरूरत है जब ये हिंदुत्व प्लान की बात आती है, क्योंकि दोनों एकदम टक्कर के खिलाड़ी हैं?
बात डरने की नहीं है, ये बात तो केवल आस्था और सिद्धांत की है। हम बीजेपी इसको स्वीकार करे ना करे, लेकिन हम संत जो है इसको स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे।
ठीक है, आपने साफ कर दिया कि आप अरविंद केजरीवाल और उनकी इस मांग को और उनके इस हिंदुत्व को स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे। आप मेरे साथ प्लीज बने रहिएगा। सुरेंद्र नाथ जी, वापस आती हूं आपके पास। Let's play out for our viewers tuning into the broadcast the first reaction that has come in from the BJP. This is Shambit Patra hitting right back.
ये हिंदी चलचित्र में एक कहावत है, एक गाना है, क्या से क्या हो गया देखते देखते। वाकई अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की राजनीति को देखा जाए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए, तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं। दिवाली लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का पर्व है और दिवाली मनाने पर जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाला व्यक्ति आज किस प्रकार का यू टर्न ले रहे हैं, आज किस प्रकार का ढोंग कर रहे हैं, यह भी हम देख रहे हैं। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी वही व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने विगत वर्षों में कहा था कि जहां राम मंदिर बन रहा है, जहां भव्य राम मंदिर बन रहा है, वहां राम मंदिर नहीं बनना चाहिए, वहां तो अस्पताल बनना चाहिए। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की वो वीडियो भी है, जनता उस वीडियो को देखे जिसमें केजरीवाल जी कह रहे थे कि मैं तो किसी भी कीमत पे उस राम मंदिर में आराधना करने, पूजा करने नहीं जाऊंगा, क्योंकि उस राम मंदिर में पूजा जो है वो भगवान प्राप्त नहीं करेंगे, भगवान स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे। उन्होंने अपनी दादी के विषय में भी कहा था कि दादी बहुत नाराज थी कि वहां राम मंदिर बना था। और आज आप सोचिए कि किस प्रकार से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने यू टर्न लिया है। ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी है जिनके बहुत सारे मीम, जिनके बहुत सारे हिंदू विरोधी फोटो प्रसिद्ध हैं उनके ट्वीट में। लक्ष्मी गणेश जी की पूजा कभी भी दिवाली के अवसर पर या वैसे भी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के बिना पूर्ण नहीं होती। दिवाली में जब हम दिवाली मनाते हैं तो स्वस्तिक चिन्ह बनाते हैं, स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को अंकित करते हैं, तब जाके ये पूजा पूर्ण होती है। इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को झाड़ू से मारने का काम, इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर झाड़ू चलाने का काम और स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर हंसने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने ट्वीट के माध्यम से किया था। वह ट्वीट भी आज जनता जनार्दन के सामने मौजूद है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है। आप देखिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
So that is the BJP hitting right back at Arvind Kejriwal. Let me go back to Surendranath Avadhoot, who represents the Kalka Mandir, and he's been talking to us on what he believes is just an election stunt, a chunavi stunt by Arvind Kejriwal. सुरेंद्रनाथ जी, मुझे एक बात बताइए, जब गुजरात की इलेक्शंस की बात आती है, ये कहा जाता है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल वहां कहीं ना कहीं एक हिंदू कार्ड को लेकर शायद पिछड़ रहे हैं, जिस तरह उनके कुछ वक्तव्य है, उनके एक मंत्री का भी दिल्ली में बयान आया था। आपको लगता है ये डैमेज कंट्रोल है अरविंद केजरीवाल का, और क्या वाकई ये काम करेगा?
मुझे नहीं लगता है गुजरात में इसका कोई प्रभाव, गुजरात के चुनावों पर इसका कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि गुजरात के अब हिंदू जो है इतना मूर्ख नहीं है।
केजरीवाल इस तरह की बात उठाते हैं,
उसका आप जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा, केवल अपने हिंदुओं को लुभाने के लिए, अपने वोट बैंक को पक्का करने के लिए वो इस तरह की बातें करते हैं। लेकिन गुजरात की जनता बहुत समझदार है, वो इनके स्टंट को समझती है। मुझे लगता नहीं है इनके जो है झांसे में आने वाली है। अब हिंदू इतना मूर्ख नहीं रह गया है कि वो चुनावी स्टंट और वास्तविक आस्था और श्रद्धा में भेद ना कर पाए।
ठीक है, आपने अभी प्रेडिक्ट कर दिया कि गुजरात इलेक्शंस में क्या होगा। मैं आपसे फिर से रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ, हमारे साथ बने रहिएगा। एक और पॉलिटिकल रिएक्शन चलाते हैं। दिस इज संदीप दीक्षित ऑफ द कांग्रेस, हु इज मेकिंग अ वेल्ड अटैक अगेन एट अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड हिज ब्रांड ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स।
ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है, ना जाति की है, इसकी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है। इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी, तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा। आपको याद होगा एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी, जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी, उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया। फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ। जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ। आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है। फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया। जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ। फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ। तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा। मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले, तो हो सकता वहां भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूं, मुझे वोट दे दो। इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है।
नाम हमारा इंडिया क्यों है, इंडोनेशिया क्यों नहीं है? क्या बात हुई? ये क्या बात हुई? इंडोनेशिया की क्या परंपराएं हैं, वहाँ पर क्या व्यवस्थाएं हैं, वहाँ पर क्या लोगों की सोच है? ये भारतवर्ष है, यहाँ अपनी सोच है। कौन सी तस्वीर लगानी है, नहीं लगानी, ये सरकार को तय करना है। लेकिन इतना वो समझा रहे हैं हमारी सरकार को। ऋषि सुनाक को बोल देते कि वो पाउंड पर लगा दें। वो क्यों पाउंड पर एक तरफ किंग की तस्वीर लगाते हैं, दूसरी तरफ ये तस्वीर नहीं लगाते? ये तो अपनी अपनी व्यवस्थाओं का।
हमें ईश्वर के आशीर्वाद की जरूरत है, तभी अर्थव्यवस्था ठीक होगी।
तो ईश्वर के आशीर्वाद तो पूरे विश्व को मिलेगा ना, सिर्फ भारत को नहीं मिलेगा, सबको, पूरे विश्व को मिलेगा, पूरे विश्व को मिलेगा। अमेरिका कहता है इन गॉड वी ट्रस्ट, हम तो नहीं कहते इन गॉड वी ट्रस्ट। हमारे मन में आस्थाएं हैं, लेकिन हम तो अपने संविधान को सबसे प्रथम मानते हैं, सबसे उच्च मानते हैं।
So both Salman Khurshid, Sandeep Dikshit of the Congress party, much like the BJP, hitting back at Arvind Kejriwal. Surendranath Avadhoot ji, who represents the Kalka Mandir there, was speaking to us. He calls this an election stunt. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. And a quick reminder to our viewers, all through the day today, you can let us know what you think of this move, this demand by Arvind Kejriwal, whether you believe this is an election stunt or there is any merit into this. We'll track that story and much more. Let's move on to get you more news now. Arvind Kejriwal has played the Hindu card ahead of the elections. The Aam Aadmi Party chief has appealed to the Prime Minister to include pictures of Lord Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi on the currency notes. He says this move will help the country prosper.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
The BJP has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, calling the Arvind Kejriwal-led party a hypocrite. The BJP says that on one hand, The Aam Aadmi Party insults Hindu gods. On the other hand, the party is using the same Hindu card for elections. The BJP has called this an election stunt and an attempt to shed their anti-Hindu image.
तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं।
The Congress has also hit out at the AAP for the so-called Hindu card, and the party says Arvind Kejriwal has absolutely no ideology and he's been using from victim to the secular cards now again and again to get the votes in the upcoming election.
देखिए, इसकी ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है ना जाति की है, इसकी नीरी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है। इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा। आपको याद होगा, एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी, उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया, फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ। जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ, आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है। फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया, जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ। फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ। तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा। मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले तो हो सकता है वहाँ भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मुझे वोट दे दो। इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है।
Ahead of the upcoming festival of Chhath Puja, the Delhi LG has cautioned the Chief Minister against misleading and premature publicity. The LG says that Arvind Kejriwal is creating confusion as the proposal to hold the rituals approved by the LG are specific to certain designated ghats. The LG further says the Chief Minister should keep the ghats and the water clean for the puja. BJP has demanded an NI investigation into the Coimbatore blast and questioned the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister over the blast. The party has also raised questions on the silence by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and alleged that the government right now is hiding the truth. Khalistani groups have targeted Indian nationals in Canada during the Diwali celebrations. A clash broke out in Brampton. Flag-waving face-off and sloganeering was also witnessed during the clash. To Jammu and Kashmir now, where an infiltration bid has been foiled, one terrorist neutralized in an encounter in Kupwara. Incriminating materials, including arms and ammunition, have also been recovered. What you see on your screen are exclusive images of the recovery from the terrorist. After the AIMIM chief's hijab-clad Prime Minister comment, the BJP has hit back at Asaduddin Owaisi, asking him whether a hijab-clad woman will ever lead his party. Out on parole, first he holds a virtual satsang. Now the rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim features in a music video, and that is raking up numbers on YouTube. His flashy new Punjabi music video was released on the day of Diwali. Policemen conducted a flag march in Shivamoga, and security now has been beefed up across the district after the assault on a pro-Hindu worker. We are cutting across to this quick breaking updates that coming in from Kerala, where this is a huge face-off now brewing between the governor and the state government. The governor of Kerala, remember, has sent a letter to the chief minister quoting various statements made by different ministers, and he says that an attempt has been made to lower the dignity of the office of the governor. A huge charge being made there by the governor. Ashwin is reporting live on that story, and he joins us on the broadcast. Ashwin, first up, take us through the contents of this letter, and has there been absolutely any response yet from the Pinarayi Vijayan government?
Well, the most important and the breaking news is that the governor has indicated to the chief minister that the pleasure of the finance minister of Kerala has been withdrawn by the governor. Now, this is a huge move by the governor because all the ministers who take oath who take oath comes under the pleasure of the governor, and that is what has been very explicitly stated in the constitution, where he has also quoted saying that all the allegiance to the constitution as by law established that I will hold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and all this will be done with the pleasure of the governor. So the particular term, the constitutional term called as pleasure of the governor, is particularly kept importance because the governor has today stated, citing multiple media reports, that K.N. Balagopalan, who is the finance minister of Kerala, has in fact tarnished the image of the Raj Bhavan. Remember, the governor is somebody who's appointed by none other than the president of India, and he is an agency that safeguards the central policy. Now, in this entire tiff that is happening between the governor and the state, governor has written a letter to the chief minister stating that he has withdrawn the pleasure of the finance minister of Kerala, which essentially means the chief minister must take constitutional action. Now, what can be this constitutional action needs to be seen, whether the chief minister will respond to it. Yesterday, however, the chief minister has stated that that the governor should not have any ways to threaten him with the word of pleasure of governor, and he stated he is not even bothered by it. So the tiff between the chief minister as well as the governor continues, but what can be seen in this entire issue is that whether the governor will use his discretionary power, and if that will be used, that would mean that this entire conflict between the governor and the state can escalate to an even more bigger level. So which needs to be seen. This is something exceptional that is happening in the state of Kerala. All the legal luminaries will definitely be looking at it, and what is the updates and the that is happening in terms of the pleasure that has been withdrawn by the governor against the finance minister of Kerala.
Oh yes, Ashwin, not the very first time, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last time that you're looking at a CM versus a governor fight, both sticking their neck out. But what really is the genesis of this entire issue? For viewers tuning into the broadcast, looking at these images that you are able to access for us and putting this letter in perspective, let's just rewind and tell our viewers the genesis of this entire issue.
Absolutely. The genesis of this entire issue begins with the governor questioning the government earlier with regard to the first issue came up regarding the appointment of personal staff to ministers, where he had questioned it, where he said every minister of Kerala gets a personal staff of up to 25 people and even 50 people, and after 2 years of service they get lifelong pension. This was the initial contention. Then it moved on to the appointment of vice chancellors of various universities, and where the governor had clearly intended that the appointments are being done under huge pressure. In fact, the governor also stated that even the Kannur vice chancellor appointment was done under the pressure of the government. But then he later stood his ground, stating that he will not allow any kind of illegal appointments in the various universities of Kerala and will safeguard the autonomy of universities. That is where the entire issue came up, and followed by which there has been a lot of barbs that has been exchanged both by the governor as well as the government itself, and the latest one being the governor upholding the Supreme Court judgment which came last Friday, through which the order came where the Supreme Court stated that the vice chancellor of technological university cannot be in that position any longer, as it has been against the UGC guidelines. Now, based on this particular Supreme Court verdict, the governor asked and requested 9 of the vice chancellors to resign from their posts within 24 hours, and after they failed to do so, he even sent a show cause notice. So this is the entire genesis that has happened. The government has been up in arms against the governor, and in fact criticizing the governor at various instances, and the governor has stated the ministers has no right to criticize him as they are not elected
I'm just jumping in
ministers.
for want of time. But daggers are drawn. Daggers are literally drawn between the two sides. We are tracking that story. We'll be on top of it. For the moment, thank you for adding perspective to what we know so far. Thank you. Let's shift our focus also to get you quick highlights from the sporting arena, where Josh Butler-led England side look to continue their winning run in the T20 World Cup as they take on their close neighbour Ireland in the iconic Melbourne cricket ground later today. After a thrilling victory over their arch rivals Pakistan, Team India is all set to face Netherlands in their upcoming match tomorrow in Sydney. We're heading into a quick break right now, but when we come back, from satsangs to political visits, there is national outrage over parole for rapist Ram Rahim. But what really are netas saying? We get you that when we come back. Also, the very latest brewing from Canada, where pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals have clashed during a Diwali celebration in Brampton. Images are up on your screens. We get you the latest update after this very quick break. Don't go anywhere.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In what such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison.
This particular incident coming out from Shivamoga, we've also understood that the police have beefed up security.
This is exactly where the blast happened, in front of the Kota Ishwaran temple.
Forces continue to intensify anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. One terrorist has been killed in Kupwara.
Khalistani elements are trying to establish their agenda in Canada. There was no action from the side of the Canada, and resulting, this Diwali turned into the clash.
A very, very good afternoon, viewers. I'm Shivangi Shukla and you're watching India's #1 news channel, Republic TV. It's time for the top headlines we're tracking right now at 2:30 p.m.
गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
Race to Gujarat Post intensifies. Kejriwal rings in gods or notes card now.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पॉलिटिक्स को देखा जाए तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ये हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है।
From Kejriwal's Hindu eyewash drive to fake Bhakt attack, BJP has now is staring into Aam Aadmi Party over the Hindu card. Coimbatore blast case unravels. Was there a larger conspiracy behind? Annamalai puts DMK in a sport, alleges cover-up by the Stalin government. From satsangs to political visits, national outrage over parole for rapist Rahim. Pro-Khalistani groups and the Indian nationals clash over Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. Viewers, getting in a DCW reaction on parole to rapist Rahim, which is coming in right now, viewers. Okay, so the entire story is that rape convict Rahim has released a Diwali music video. And right now, the DCW chief has demanded end parole to Rahim. End parole to Rahim. That's the big news we're breaking for you right now. Remember, Rahim is serving a 20-year jail term for raping 2 women disciples at his ashram, where the Dera is headquarters. And right now we can tell you, viewers, that DCW chief has demanded that the parole should be ended. Let's listen in to that reaction.
Rapist is out on parole and he's released a danced video on Diwali with clearly no iota of regret on his face. What do you have to say on that?
I think it is very shameful. Not only has he raped his disciples, he's also a murderer and he has been convicted. In such circumstances, Haryana government every other time releases him on parole, and this man is giving bhashan, he is giving pravachans, he is making dance videos, and he's able to get away with it. And that is because the entire Haryana government is literally lying at his feet. We had the Deputy Speaker of Haryana government, the Mayor of Haryana government actually go up to his pravachans and state in front of everyone how big bhakts they are of this rapist and murderer. So it is so shameful. I think strongest action needs to be taken against these people who are promoting rapists and murderers and are trying to claim and tell the world that these people are wonderful people and that is why everybody else should follow them. So it's very shameful. Action should be taken, and I think it raises the larger issue of how these paroles are given. If you see even in the Bilkis Bano case, now it is coming out that all those people who were released through the remission policy of the Gujarat government, who had a premature release and they were just their sentences were cut short, many of them actually, when they were on paroles, they had outraged modesty of women and there were cases that were running against them, and yet they were given the remission. So I think there's something really drastically wrong with these policies, and these policies need to be corrected. And I appeal to the Haryana government, do not make a travesty of justice. You must be accountable to the people, and you must be accountable to those those girls, poor girls who were raped. It's very shameful, and strongest action needs to be taken.
All right, Anuj is joining us live right now from Bagpat. Anuj, the DCW chief making it very clear that end the parole, and of course, he is on a 40-day parole from last week following an application filed by his family. Take us to the details we're learning so far on this developing story.
Well, this is a development when we are talking about this particular story. Then yes, this is opposition parties who are coming and attacking the Haryana government for the same and saying that the parole should be cancelled. Let me remind you, as a DCW chief was also pointing it out, a man who is also who is already being convicted in the rape case as well as in the murder case is out on parole and now making out the videos, joining the people in the virtual virtual satsang, that's something which is becoming a controversy. On the other hand, let me also remind you that this is also being questioned about the timing of the parole, because this is when we talk about the last parole, it was at the time of the Punjab election, and there the Rashtrapati election was also there. And later it is when we are talking about this one on time, this is near to the civic polls in Haryana. So that's something which has been connected by the opposition parties, and there they are targeting this particular parole, and the Haryana government is being targeted by the opposition leader there. If you talk about the BJP, till now there is no response from the Bharatiya Janata Party, because Bharatiya Janata Party is ruling the state of Haryana. So as of till now there is no reaction. I am reporting live from the Bagpat Dera. This is where at this point in time where Baba Ram Rahim is. He is very much inside, and today also, let me tell you what I have been told, he has joined a virtual program. So he is doing his virtual satsang. He is continuously coming out with a video, what we have seen, and he is going to do that. Other than that, making some announcement that if we talk about this particular chair, that who is going to rule this particular empire of Baba, then this has been stated by Baba Ram Rahim that he is going to be there on the chair. He was there and he is going to stay on that. So that is something which has been made in very much clear by Baba Ram Rahim, that yes, I am going to be there on the chair. On the other hand, let me also give a sense from this particular gate that this is the gate number 1 of Dera in Bagpat, and there you can see the followers who are trying to get entry. This is the process which goes on here. They have to show their identity, their Aadhaar card. These are the Sevadars who are going inside. And we were talking to some of the people, and they are saying that Baba do not have any political connection. Everybody is meeting and he is joining virtually. But that's becoming the controversy, because this is mostly about the timing, the things which has been stated, the lines which has been taken by the opposition parties, majorly about the timing. On the other hand, as being stated by the DCW chief, as we were just listening to her, that how come he's coming out with these videos and there is no iota of regret on his face. There is no regret which could be clearly seen. He continues with his style as he was holding it earlier also. So this is something which is becoming the controversy. We are waiting for any kind of response from the Bharatiya Janata Party. And let me also remind you what has been targeted is there in that virtual satsang, it was none other but the Bharatiya Janata Party leadership who joined that particular virtual satsang. So that is also becoming a bigger question, that what exactly is the role and the involvement of these Bharatiya Janata Party leadership there in that virtual satsang. So that is also being stated by the opposition party. We are still waiting for any kind of response if Haryana unit of BJP is going to come out with any kind of reaction on the same and going to give any clarification. Yes, back to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Anuj there joining us and getting us the top updates on the story we're tracking right now. DCW chief has said that the parole given to rapist Ram Rahim, it should end as soon as possible. All right, let's move on. Some updates are coming from West Bengal for you viewers right now. Let's break that story. Breaking news coming in from West Bengal, where BJP has raised the issue of NCC funds. NCC has claimed that they are unable to conduct training sessions for youth enrolled due to a lack of funds. BJP has hit out at the Mamta government that Mamta Banerjee is ruining institutions and destroying careers of the young. So that is the breaking update coming in right now, where the BJP is raising the issue of NCC funds. Right now, the NCC is saying that they are unable to conduct training sessions for youth enrolled due to lack of funds. BJP hitting out at the Mamta government that Mamta Banerjee is ruining institutions and destroying the careers of young. Aishwarya Kapoor is joining us, a senior executive editor, politics. Aishwarya, take us to the details. You know that the cadets who take training under NCC get B and C certificates. Extremely important.
The BJP, Shivangi, is raising a serious question on the West Bengal Chief Minister. Shivangi, BJP is putting a direct allegation. Amit Malviya is tweeting and putting a direct allegation onto the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee for destroying, and I repeat, for destroying the future and lives of young individuals, youngsters of Bengal. BJP says that the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is deliberately destroying the future of the youth of Bengal, because by not giving funds to the NCC, they are preventing these individuals who are looking for certificate B and certificate C to get a direct admission into the Seema Suraksha Bal, that is the SSB. So they say the BJP is putting a direct allegation onto the TMC leader and the West Bengal Chief Minister for destroying the future of the youth of Bengal. That's a very, very serious issue. They say by not dispersing the funds of the NCC, in turn stopping the youngsters who are already there in the NCC, that is the National Credit Corps, to get the certificate B and certificate C, this will directly impact them, and that is that they will not be able to enter the SSB, and that in turn is playing with their future. That's the allegation of the BJP on the West Bengal Chief Minister for deliberately disturbing the future of the youth of Bengal. That is what BJP is saying in clear words. It's not about funds. It's about future of the youth of Bengal. That is what BJP claims and says. That Mamata Banerjee government, the TMC West Bengal government, according to the BJP, is deliberately playing around with the future of the youth of Bengal. That's the point, Shivang.
Right. And like you were saying right now, Amit Malviya has tweeted, Mamata Banerjee is ruining institutions and destroying careers of the young. Now NCC cadets suffer in Bengal as West Bengal government refuses to release funds, and we are coming to know, and if you look at the amount of funds which are due, it's going into crores. Shaurya is going into crores.
Well, absolutely. Well, we are talking about a state government paying the funds to the NCC, and the NCC is something which is taken as a first or a second step to get into the paramilitary and then in turn the army, and that is what the BJP is saying. That by stopping the funds of the NCC, you are not only stopping the funds of an agency, of an organization, of a governmental organization, which works in nation building, by the way. They are also the first responders in times of distress, the NCC. But you are also stopping because they will not be able to give certificate B and certificate C to the NCC cadets. That in turn will prevent these these very specific cadets who hail from the state of Bengal to get a direct admission into the SSB. That is the Seema Suraksha Bal. That is a paramilitary force. And that is why BJP says that the Bengal Chief Minister is playing with the future of the Bengal youth. How can this be allowed? That is the allegation of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And the TMC is saying that there is a financial constraint, so that to and fro between the BJP and the TMC will continue, that the people, but the youth of Bengal should not face the brunt of the fight between the BJP and the TMC, but that it seems to be happening right now. BJP is taking on, BJP is not going to leave any stone unturned to take on Mamata Banerjee, this we are aware of. Mamata Banerjee says, or the Mamata Banerjee's government is saying that we are trying to do whatever we can, but as you yourself just stated, Shivangi, that the number or the amount is mind-boggling. It's in crores, and it's multiple crores, and it's of the NCC. It is not to be given to a private company. It is to be given to the National Credit Corps, which helps in nation building. This money is going to be used to skill, to develop the future careers of youth of Bengal, and then youth from other states who are there enrolled in the NCC in Bengal itself. And that is why BJP says, or BJP is alleging, that by not giving the funds to the NCC, Mamata Banerjee is playing, and they say, the BJP says, deliberately playing with the future of the youth of Bengal. Back to you in the studio, Shivan.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Ashwarya Kapoor, our executive editor of politics, for helping us understand and putting this story into perspective, which is coming in from West Bengal. Ashwarya, we in fact hope that you keep us ahead on the story and get us the latest details. All right, much more coming up on the Inside viewers right now. Much more coming up from West Bengal. The story that we are breaking right now is Mamata Banerjee blocking the funds from the NCC.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Style? For me, it's the pursuit of timeless elegance. Crisp, clean, classic, subtle brilliance. You don't know what it is that catches your eye, but it does, you know. The cut, the color, the lines. There's something in the essence of the evergreen. You feel special, selected. That's when I know I found the right fit, when I feel selected.
After the minority Prime Minister demand, a bizarre comparison has now come up. In one such incident, the Congress has asked the BJP whether they will accept Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
Now, protests against the Kerala governor have entered their second day. The face-off between the governor and the VCs has escalated further. The IDF and its student unions are also set to hold protests at different locations across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of 9 vice-chancellors. The 5 accused from the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore city police have been sent to 15 days in judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to the Coimbatore Central Prison. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has played a Hindu card before the elections. There should be Lakshmi and Ganesh pictures on Indian currency.
The police station can be seen being vandalized in Khan Market, and vehicles were also set on fire.
Appeasement invoked in Coimbatore blast probe as chemical substances are.
Our viewers, Tamil Nadu CM M.K. Stalin recommends NIA investigation in Coimbatore car blast case. Big news coming in, big news coming in. The demands were growing. The demands were growing for an NIA investigation. And now, what we're learning so far, we're talking about here the Coimbatore blast. The Coimbatore blast case. Remember, Republic is getting you all the details. And right now, the government is seeking the NIA probe into the blast. Stalin government is seeking the NIA probe into the blast. Big news coming in right now. The Tamil Nadu police a short while back had invoked sections of the stringent anti-terror law, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act against the 5 accused who were arrested. And remember, viewers, also some time ago, around 1 p.m., we broke exclusive details about how the blast case could be a larger terror plot. And after that breaking update, after that exclusive breaking, which set the agenda for the day, we can tell you after the Republic TV's news break, we are learning so far is that the CM M.K. Stalin has recommended NIA investigation in the Coimbatore car blast case. Visuals of that on your screen as well, where a meeting is taking place with the top officials of the state. You can see, viewers, that remember earlier the BJP had earlier sought an NIA probe as well. This is coming in from the Coimbatore car blast case update. Many updates coming in. Annamalai had addressed a press conference yesterday. He had urged the state authorities and the police to call the incident a terror attack and not simply a cylinder blast. He had said that the blast in the city was a terror attack with an ISIS link. And in that news break on Republic TV, where we told you that there were multiple terror links emerging from the accused side. All right, I just want to go across to Varshini. Varshini, visuals on our screen coming in right now. Top meeting taking place. And what we're learning so far is that Tamil Nadu government is recommending an NIA investigation into the Coimbatore car blast case.
Well, Shivangi, absolutely yes. As we know that the Tamil Nadu government did not make an official statement.
All right, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Narayan, Tirupati, BJP, Tamil Nadu. President on the phone line from the Tamil Nadu, BJP from Tamil Nadu. In fact, let's go straight to you, Mr. Narayan Tirupati. This is a big breaking update we're getting for you right now, viewers. This is something that the BJP was demanding, that there could be a larger terror angle. How would you like to react to these visuals coming in of MK Stalin there holding a meeting with top officials?
Yes, though it is late, we welcome it. But the state government should have asked for an NIA inquiry on 23rd itself, knowing fully well that this is an act of terror. But the state government has delayed almost 72 hours. But the state government also has to apologize to the public of Tamil Nadu, people of Tamil Nadu, that they have not cautioned the public about the act of terror, whereas they were saying that it is just a cylinder blast. Now, though late, we welcome it.
And Narayan Tirupati, also, you had said that K. Annamalai, who is, in fact, had said again and again, and you also had reiterated what Annamalai said, that the NIA should take over the case. So what message do you want to give? Because after so much pressure coming in also from the BJP, we are seeing that an NIA probe has been recommended.
Yes, this is a terror link that has got connections between Sri Lanka, the Eastern Blast, and also Kerala. So we have been saying this, but the state government, the Tamil Nadu police was negligent. But now the NIA will definitely take this issue very seriously, and I think they will investigate properly. And the Tamil Nadu government, the Tamil Nadu police has to support the NIA to the maximum level. They should not be lethargic as they were in the last 3 days.
And Mr. Tirupati, also before I let you go, just one more question is that what do you think? What do you make out of this blast? And according to the BJP, according to you as well, where do you see this terror link? Where do you see this terror link? Because ISIS links are also emerging.
See, Tamil Nadu has been a hub of terrorism, particularly Islamic fundamentalism, for a very, very long time. We have been reiterating that. We have been saying that these fundamental activities are going on, and these terrorist activities are there for quite a long years. In fact, in the entire India, only in Tamil Nadu, hundreds of Hindu activists were murdered by Islamic fundamentalists. And apart from the Coimbatore bomb blast, Hindu Munani bomb blast, RSS bomb blast, now it is very clear that these terror hubs are there in Tamil Nadu. I think the state government has to take very seriously and cooperate with the NIA.
All right, thank you Narayana Tirupati for joining us, Tamil Nadu BJP leader there. All right, I want to go to Varshini as well. Varshini is getting us on top updates. Varshini, take us through what our viewers are seeing on the screen. We can see that Stalin is sharing a key meet right now with the top officials of the state.
Well, absolutely, yes, Shivangi. A big important meeting took place today, and in this meeting, we saw that the Chief Minister, along with important officials from the Tamil Nadu Police, including the DGP, the commissioners, and the important higher officials, the Chief Secretary, all participated in the meeting, and a very important discussion went through about the law and order situation in the state and how such a big terror attack was not foreseen by the intelligence agencies. Just the questions that we've been asking, just the questions that the public has been asking for the past few days after the Coimbatore incident happened, and from this after this discussion, the Chief Minister has now recommended to transfer this investigation to the National Investigation Agency so that the NIA can carry forward with the investigation from now on, and all the terror linkages that we've been discussing will be probed by the NIA.
Henceforth. And apart from this, the Chief Minister has also instructed the officials responsible to make sure that extreme surveillance is being put up in very important places, sensitive areas in the Coimbatore district where such kind of incidents are frequently happening. Previously, we saw petrol bomb hurlings happening in Coimbatore. Recently, we saw a few other criminal activities also. Therefore, extreme surveillance must be beefed up in Coimbatore is what the Chief Minister has stayed, and he's also mentioned about how the intelligence agencies should hire more efficient, police force so that they will be able to work much faster and much quicker, and the next time round they will be able to, prevent such things from happening. Therefore, this was a very crucial meeting that happened in Chennai today in the Secretariat of Tamil Nadu government, and this discussion has, was one of the most awaited one, because as we know, the Chief Minister has been keeping mum for the past few days. He did not open up about the kind of massive attack that has happened in Coimbatore. He did not speak about it, but now with these recommendations he's come up with, it is definitely very notable, because these kind of actions should be taken at the earliest, and therefore moving forward the NIA will be taking up with the investigation, and more revelations could come up, because as of now only the Coimbatore city police were doing the investigation. Now that the national investigation agency is coming into the picture, it's going to get bigger, is what we are able to sense.
Varshini, more details on the accused arrested in Coimbatore car blast case, and we were in fact breaking that story. Remember at 1 p.m. Varshini, you were there with us. Take us through all the details Republic TV has found out, exclusive details on the Coimbatore blast case, where there are a couple of links being made to bad organization Al-Umma, also ISIS links as well. Take us through all those details, Varshini.
Well, absolutely, yes, Shivangi. If you see the 6 people involved, 1 dead and 5 arrested so far, being Jamesha Mubin, the main accused A1 in this case, who was dead during the blast, has already been investigated by
ना अपनी आशिकी को बेइंतहा दाग लगवाना है, और इन बच्चों ने हमें अब तोहफा दिया था यही कि अपने गुरु पे 100% दर्द यकीन करेंगे, उसके बराबर किसी को नहीं। आज देख लो आप सबके हाथ खड़े हैं, लाइव वालों के भी, यहाँ सेवादारों के भी, और हाथ नीचे नहीं हो रहे, ज्यों के त्यों खड़े हैं कि हाँ गुरुजी हमने ये तोहफा आपको दिया है कि गुरु के समतुल्य बराबर किसी को नहीं मानना। तो हाँ, नारा लगा के हाथ नीचे कर लो, मालिक और खुशियां बख्शे और समुंदर दे खुशियों। और हमारी बिटिया का हमने एक नाम दे दिया, नाम तो वही है वैसे, ना बिटिया का नाम बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, सबको पता ही है, साथ संगत भी जानती है और जो वो भी जानते हैं, बस जो इतने काफी, जो नाम भी होता कईयों का। हाँ, एक बिटिया का नाम है, एक हमारे वकील सज्जन कहते होते हैं, तो कहने का मतलब ऐसे जो थोड़ा सा गैप डाल के, तो पता है कि उसका नाम हनीप्रीत है, बिटिया का हमारी का, धर्म की बेटी है, हमारा मुख्य शिष्य है, हमने बोल दिया, और उनका एक हमने छोटा सा नाम दे दिया, क्योंकि सारे कहते थे गुरुजी दीदी दीदी कहते, पता नहीं चलता कि सारे ही दीदियां हैं, तो उसका नाम रूदी दे दिया हमने, रूदी, रूहानी दीदी। ताकि आप आसानी से थोड़ा सा मॉडर्नाइज कर दिया, रूदी बोलने में आसान हो जाता है। इसलिए
क्या नाम आपका? मेरा नाम रकम सिंह, मीडिया सेवादार यहाँ से।
All right, viewers, and reaction coming in. Rapist Rahim is attacking the media right now, viewers. He is on parole. The rape and murder convict attacks media. We just heard that sound bite of his right now, viewers. He was questioned by Republic. Remember, Gurmeet Rahim is convicted for rape and murder. He's out on parole. And also, not just that, viewers, he's featured in a music video that is ranking up numbers on YouTube. And after also being questioned by Republic, he's attacking the media. You just heard that soundbite right now, viewers. The outrage over his parole is continuing. We are seeing that he is addressing online satsangs. Many leaders also attending that satsangs. But right now, he has spoken, and we just showed you that reaction coming in from Rahim, where he's attacking the media. A short while back, like we just told you, he has been featured in a music video. It's a flashy new Punjabi music video, which was released on YouTube on the day of Diwali. And right now, we can also tell you, viewers, is that he has reacted and he is not apologizing. Instead, he's attacking the media. All right, viewers, let's go across to a Mumbai studio. Ankit now gets us Superfast 50.
Absolutely, Shivangi. It's time for Superfast 50, even as we show our viewers these visuals of this rapist who is not only out on parole, but also he is getting to address people virtually or otherwise and putting out videos completely mocking the system, completely mocking the victims on whom he had inflicted these atrocities. It's an absolute shocker. We've shown you how earlier he had hosted a satsang in which there were local political leaders who had gone to visit him. It's a campaign. It's time to end Rahim's parole and send him back to jail. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive right into the top stories this hour on Superfast 50. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal appealed to the central government to introduce Indian currency notes with Lord Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi's images on one side while keeping Mahatma Gandhi's picture on the other side. This is being seen as the Delhi CM's Hindu card before the polls in Gujarat.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
Aam Aadmi Party MP Atishi echoed Kejriwal on the Hindu card row, saying that everyone takes blessings of deities before doing any auspicious work. She added that if a country like Indonesia, which is a Muslim majority nation, can do this, then why can't India?
एक हाथ से दूसरे हाथ में जाएगा और उसमें भगवान का आशीर्वाद रहेगा, तो उस भगवान के आशीर्वाद से तो देश में समृद्धि ही बढ़ेगी ना। क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये नहीं चाहती है कि इस देश की अर्थव्यवस्था आगे बढ़े? क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये नहीं चाहती? अब भारत देश देखिए, आज ये आलम है कि इंडोनेशिया जैसा देश, जो एक मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड कंट्री है, उन्होंने गणेश जी की फोटो अपने नोट पर डाली हुई है।
BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra took on the Kejriwal government and the Aam Aadmi Party on the Gods on Notes controversy, accusing the AAP chief of taking a U-turn just ahead of the Gujarat polls. He said that this was the same man who laughed at the swastika symbol earlier.
तो किस प्रकार से यू-टर्न किया जाता है, आज ही हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं।
BJP MP Manoj Tiwari took a dig at Kejriwal after his Gods on Notes appeal. He said that it is a political tactic and that he should rather focus on Delhi pollution than writing a letter to the PM.
अरविंद केजरीवाल का ये भी मांग जो किए हैं वो भी पूरा हो जाएगा एक दिन, लेकिन सवाल उठता है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की जब सोच ही ये सही नहीं है तो उनकी बात को कोई कैसे सही मान सकता है? मुझे तो लगता है कि वो चुनाव आया है तो इसमें भी कुछ न कुछ अपनी वो जो साजिशें हैं वो देने की कोशिश करेंगे।
Congress leader Sandeep Dixit opposed Arvind Kejriwal's idea to print Lord Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi's imprints on notes, stating that he is playing vote bank politics and that Kejriwal has no ideology.
नहीं, देखिए, इसकी ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है ना जाति की है, इसकी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है। इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा। आपको याद होगा एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी, उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया, फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ। जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ, आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है। फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया, जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ। फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ। तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा। मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले तो हो सकता है वहाँ भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मुझे वोट दे दो। इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है।
The Delhi Lieutenant Governor cautioned Arvind Kejriwal against misleading and premature publicity, specifying that the proposal to hold Chhath Puja approved by him was specific to designated ghats, while Kejriwal had tweeted as if the puja could be held anywhere on the Yamuna. In a massive development in the Coimbatore cylinder blast case, the city police invoked sections of the stringent anti-terror law UAPA against the 5 accused. This came after over 50 kilos of explosives were seized from the residences of the accused Jameza Mubin, who died in the blast. Now the Tamil Nadu government has sought an NIA probe as well. The 5 accused in the Coimbatore blast case who were arrested by the Coimbatore City Police have been sent to 15 days of judicial custody after they were produced before a judge last evening. All 5 accused have been taken to Coimbatore Central Prison. Taking a dig at Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, BJP MLA Vanati Srinivasan questioned his silence over the Coimbatore blast case. She accused the state government of hiding the truth.
A strong network that is being operated here, and already our state president has requested that the investigation has to be handed over to the National Investigation Agency. And apart from that, we feel very sad that so far the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has not condemned the incident, or he has not given any warning.
Rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, who is out on parole, has featured in a music video now, leading to a huge controversy, demanding for him to be sent back to jail immediately.
अपने डिसाइपल को रेप के अक्यूज के जुर्माने पे वो जो अंदर गए थे जेल में, वो परोल पे बाहर है और उन्होंने अब डांस वीडियोस रिलीज किया है दिवाली के दिन। आप उस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे? एक रेप अक्यूज जो दिवाली के दिन अपने फिर एक डांस वीडियो बाहर निकाले, तो do you think his parole should be cancelled?
This is not permissible. This should not be permissible.
The BJP took a dig at the AIMIM's chief Asaduddin Owaisi amid the ongoing debate over a minority PM that took off after Rishi Sunak became the UK Prime Minister. As many opposition leaders lamented that this is not possible due to a majoritarian government and politics in India, Owaisi reiterated that it is his dream to see a hijab-clad Prime Minister. After the minority PM demand, bizarre comparisons that don't present an analogy have come up. In one such example, the Congress has asked the BJP whether it would accept Sonia Gandhi as the prime ministerial face.
आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं, किसी मुसलमान को प्रधानमंत्री मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर तैयार हैं तो फिर गर्व की बात है।
A Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist was gunned down in Sudpura near the LOC in Kupwara. Incriminating materials including arms and ammunition were recovered. A search operation is underway still. Shivamogga cops conducted a route march as the security was beefed up in the district after the arrest of 3 of the 5 accused in the Hindu activist Prakash's assault case. The cops are on the lookout for the other 2. Days after a 12-year-old girl was found injured on the premises of a government guest house in Kannauj of Uttar Pradesh, the police have registered an FIR against a man for allegedly raping her. The police registered the case after a purported video of the incident surfaced on the internet. Canada's police intervened between Khalistanis and Indian groups after clashes ensued between the two during Diwali celebrations at the Westwood Mall in Canada's Brampton. One group had Indian flags while the other was raising separatist Khalistani flags. Congress President now Mallikarjun Kharge has officially taken charge, becoming the first non-Gandhi party chief Former party president Sonia Gandhi handed over the office to the octogenarian, while Ashok Gehlot said Rahul Gandhi would be the party PM face. However, reformed IAS officer Shah Faisal has issued a strong statement in the minority PM Rao, citing his own example and many others to conclude that Indian democracy is the most inclusive. Read the entire story on Republic World. 35-year-old son of a retired inspector of the Delhi police was beaten to death with a brick over an alleged car parking scuffle in Tilamod police limits of Ghaziabad. This came to the fore after a video of it surfaced. Punjabi singer Afsana Khan could make big revelations regarding the Sidhu Moosewala murder case after being questioned by the NIA for 5 hours at the Delhi office. Afsana Khan was a close associate of Sidhu Moosewala. Drugs worth 632 crore rupees are to be destroyed in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Gujarat's capital Gandhinagar today. Over 12,000 kgs of seized drugs will be destroyed. The Bhatpada police in Bengal recovered an active bomb from a jute mill in the intervening night of Tuesday and Wednesday. This came a day after a 7-year-old boy was killed while 2 others were injured in the crude bomb explosion. A Prayagraj hospital which gave Mossambi juice as intravenous drip to dengue patients has got a demolition notice. The hospital has been asked to vacate by October the 28th and is likely to be bulldozed. The civic authority has termed the building as illegally constructed. The road connectivity between Bhakulpong and Bomdila of Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh was cut off after a landslide hit the West Kameng district. An FIR has been registered against a resident of Samtanagar in Mumbai for using derogatory words on social media against Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis and Union Minister Narayan Rane. A search operation to nab the accused is underway. A person was shot dead by murderers in Samastipur in Bihar. A police probe is underway to ascertain the cause of the firing.
पता नहीं चला अभी तक, लेकिन फजर की नमाज पढ़ने के लिए आज सुबह में उठे थे तो 5 बजे घर से निकले नमाज की और रास्ते में कुछ लोगों ने उसको हत्या कर दिया। काफ़ी दिनों से उन लोग यही विस्तार कर रहा था जो गांव में हमला होता है, पर यहाँ के लोग जो है मुखिया सरपंच कोई एक्शन नहीं लेता है, न पंच में कोई बात होती है न कोई। वो भी मुखिया सरपंच मेरी उम्मीद से डरता है उन लोग से। अपराधी का तो खुला हुआ नाम नहीं है, लेकिन आता है हमारे खिलाफ जाता है।
कितने की संख्या में अपराधी आए थे?
तीन आदमी थे एक बाइक पे।
अच्छा,
का नाम क्या था? मोहम्मद दुलारे।
A massive fire broke out in Food of India's rice godown in Navi Mumbai's Kalamboli. However, no casualties have been reported yet, thankfully.
ये FCI गोडाउन है, बी गोडाउन में। यहाँ पे जब हम आए थे 7:04 पे हमें आग लगने का यहाँ पे इंफॉर्मेशन मिली और यहाँ पे आने के बाद में हमने देखा कि सब जो डोर थे इसका तो वो सब लॉक है। तो यहाँ पे हमने इनके यहाँ पे अभी जो मज़दूर थे वो छुट्टी होने की वजह से यहाँ पे कोई नहीं है और फिर हमने हमारे पास में पार है और बाकी इक्विपमेंट है, हैमर वगैरह है, उससे हमने तोड़ के शटर जो है हमने खोला तो हमने देखा कि आग जो है बड़ी पैमाने में थी।
A drunken man ransacked a police post in Khan Market in the national capital. The police have arrested the accused who also set ablaze the vehicles parked near the police post. 53 wagons of a coal-laden goods train derailed at the Gurpa station in Bihar. The derailment resulted in the disruption of rail traffic on up and down lines. However, no casualties were reported, thankfully. The situation in Assam continues to remain grim as nearly 1,100 people of 83 villages have been affected by the deluge caused by the cyclonic storm Sitrang. Several houses were damaged due to Sitrang causing heavy rainfall and a storm in the state. Tamil Nadu government's Idol Wing submitted papers to a US-based museum and an auction company claiming its ownership of 2 idols that were stolen over 50 years ago from the Vishwanatha Swami temple. The Idol Wing hopes to retrieve the idols from the Freer Sackler Museum in Washington, D.C. and restore them under the UNESCO treaty. Amid the row over the cracker ban and stubble burning, the national capital remained enveloped in a blanket of smog. The air quality remained in the very poor category as the overall AQI stood at 323. People were forced to use face masks again. As the face-off between the Kerala governor and the vice-chancellors of universities escalates, the LDF and its student unions are holding protests in different colleges across the state today against the governor's call for resignation of all now 10 vice-chancellors. President Draupadi Murmu will present the silver trumpet and trumpet banner to the president's bodyguard at a ceremony to be held at the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan. A massive fire broke out in a fuel tanker in which 2 persons died and over 20 sustained injuries near Anjangaon village in Madhya Pradesh. The tanker was heading towards Khargon from Indore. Further investigation is underway. Team India declined to take part in their practice session in the ongoing World Cup as they were offered a practice venue that was 42 kilometers away from their hotel. They also complained that the food provided at the previous practice was cold and not healthy. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has time until Friday to close his $44 billion Twitter acquisition deal, or he has to face a trial. As per inputs, he's told co-investors that he intends to close the deal as per the deadline. Newly appointed United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak held a conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and expressed solidarity and support for their people. After the conversation, Zelensky said that he believes the partnership between the countries will continue to strengthen. After taking charge as the first Indian origin Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Rishi Sunak immediately set about appointing a cabinet, picking Dominic Raab as the Deputy Prime Minister. He also removed about a dozen members of Truss's cabinet but kept several senior figures in place. US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi welcomed Israel's President Isaac Herzog to the US Capitol for a discussion on Israel and Lebanon's breakthrough agreement on the maritime boundaries.
President, your visit is coming at a very important time as we observe the agreement that our president had a role in playing in terms of Israel and Lebanon's breakthrough agreement on the maritime boundaries and the rest. So we'll look forward to that conversation.
Heavy thunder showers hit Egypt's capital Cairo along with several provinces, witnessing flooding in the streets and subsequent disruption. The capital's heavy traffic had to move slowly through the flooded roads. 4 people were injured after an overturned tanker truck caught fire on Interstate 95 in Delray Beach in Florida. The incident prompted the I-95 North to shut down in both directions. Japan held a trilateral meeting in Tokyo with the United States and South Korea, where the leaders discussed global issues such as North Korea and Russia's invasion of Ukraine and China.
There's so much we can achieve and are achieving when our countries work together. Our meeting today underscores the Biden-Harris administration's steadfast commitment to our long-standing alliances. Investing in those alliances, including with Japan and the Republic of Korea, is critical for building the future we want to see.
A Haitian journalist survived an assassination attempt that left his car riddled with bullets in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. Robertson Alphonse, who worked at the daily newspaper Le Noveliste and at a radio station, is undergoing treatment. The US Pentagon strongly refuted Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu's claims of Ukraine preparing to launch a so-called dirty nuclear bomb.
From a US standpoint, the allegations that Ukraine is building a dirty bomb are false. We have not seen at this time, though, any indication that Russia has made a decision or intends to employ nuclear weapons or a dirty bomb, but again, it's something that we'll continue to watch closely.
An earthquake with a preliminary estimate of magnitude 5.1 rattled the San Francisco Bay Area. No immediate damage or injuries were reported, however.
आज मुख्यमंत्री जी ने एक विचार ये रखा है और भाजपा सुबह से इसके विरोध पे उतरी हुई है। मुझको समझ में नहीं आता इनको इतनी प्रॉब्लम क्या है, इतनी चिढ़ क्यों है। थैंक यू।
So that was Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia addressing a press briefing wherein this controversy over gods on notes, the appeal made by Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal on a letter that he says he will write to the Prime Minister seeking Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha's imprints on currency notes continues. We've seen back-to-back press briefings by the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP hitting back. On one hand, the AAP government says that it is something that is very Indian and auspicious that is done, and what is the harm, especially if even Muslim majority nations like Indonesia have implementations of this in place. On the other hand, the BJP says that this is Kejriwal playing vote bank politics, essentially. We also have seen how there has been a fresh attack by BJP leader Manoj Tiwari on Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Manoj Tiwari has called Kejriwal a demon. This comes amid Kejriwal's gods on notes speech ahead of the upcoming elections.
अरविंद केजरीवाल वो काल नेमी की तरह है, मुंह में राम बगल में छुरी। ऐसे में इनका विश्वास नहीं किया जा सकता ये क्या कह रहे हैं। अगर सही मायने में आप इस बात पे गंभीर हैं कि नोट के ऊपर लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी की फोटो आनी चाहिए, तो आपको तुरंत अपने मंत्री इमरान हुसैन से और अमानतुल्लाह खान अपने विधायक से इसकी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करानी चाहिए, ताकि ये पता किया जा सके कहीं आप सिर्फ राजनीति तो नहीं कर रहे हैं इस पे। और दूसरी चीज, जो आपके मंत्री और आपके प्रदेश अध्यक्ष लगातार हिंदू देवी देवताओं को गाली दे रहे हैं, राम कृष्ण ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश सबके अस्तित्व पे ही प्रश्न उठाते हैं, उनको तुरंत आपको अपने पार्टी से सस्पेंड करना चाहिए। तब हम समझेंगे कि अरविंद केजरीवाल आप कहीं से इस प्रस्ताव पे सीरियस हैं। वैसे हमें पता है गुजरात में जो सर्वे हुआ है उसमें आम आदमी पार्टी को 0 सीट आ रही है।
पार्टी ने दिल्ली के अफसरों पे दबाव डाल के 1 नवंबर से इस दिल्ली की योगशाला को बंद करने की साजिश रची। आजकल ये अफसरों पे बहुत तरह तरह के अफसरों को शिकार बना रहे हैं। कभी उनको सस्पेंड कर देते हैं बहाने से, कभी उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई कर देते हैं, उनको परेशान कर रहे हैं। तो अफसरों को परेशान करके इन्होंने दिल्ली की योगशाला, अफसरों पे दबाव बना के इन्होंने दिल्ली की योगशाला बंद कराई। मैंने इस पूरे मुद्दे को देखा, मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात की और फिर ये मुख्यमंत्री जी का कहना है कि इसको किसी भी कीमत पे बंद नहीं होने देना है, क्योंकि 17,000 लोगों का फायदा हो रहा है। सिर्फ 17,000 लोगों का नहीं, 17,000 परिवारों का हो रहा है और भी लोग इसमें शामिल होना चाहते हैं लगातार। तो इसको किसी भी रूप में बंद नहीं होने देंगे किसी भी हालत में। इसके लिए मैंने मुख्यमंत्री जी के पास फाइल भेजी है और मुख्यमंत्री जी ने उसको अप्रूव करके कि ये प्रोग्राम जैसा चल रहा था इसको ऐसे चलने दिया जाए। डिप्सारू यूनिवर्सिटी जो हमारी है उसके जरिए चल रहा था, इसको एज इट इज चलने दिया जाए। इसकी फाइल अब एलजी साहब के पास अप्रूवल के लिए भेज दी है और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी खुद देश में दुनिया में योग को प्रमोट करते हैं, तो एलजी साहब भी इसको रोकने की जगह इसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे और तुरंत इसको अप्रूवल दे के 17,000 ही नहीं बल्कि हो सकता है दिल्ली के लाखों लोगों के लिए योग का रोजाना सुबह सरकार की ओर से क्लास लगाई जा सके, इसका रास्ता साफ है।
And so viewers, you've seen how now this has taken a different form. Now Manish Sisodia talking about yoga as well. This politics over various Hindu issues, Indian issues continues between the AAP and the BJP. We'll get you more details on this after a short break. Stay with us.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally. making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The BJP has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, calling the Arvind Kejriwal-led party a hypocrite. The BJP says that on one hand, the Aam Aadmi Party insults Hindu gods. On the other hand, the party is using the same Hindu card for elections. The BJP has called this an election stunt and an attempt to shed their anti-Hindu image.
तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ही हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है। आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं।
The Congress has also hit out at the AAP for the so-called Hindu card, and the party says Arvind Kejriwal has absolutely no ideology and he's been using from victim to the secular cards now again and again to get the votes in the upcoming election.
देखिए, इसकी ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है ना जाति की है, इसकी नीरी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है। इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा। आपको याद होगा, एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी, उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया। फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ। जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ, आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है। फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया, जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ। फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ। तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा। मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले तो हो सकता है वहाँ भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मुझे वोट दे दो। इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है।
Arvind Kejriwal has played the Hindu card ahead of the elections. The Aam Aadmi Party chief has appealed to the Prime Minister to include pictures of Lord Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi on the currency notes. He says this move will help the country prosper.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has played a Hindu card before the elections. There should be Lakshmi and Ganesh pictures on Indian currency.
The police station can be seen being vandalized in Khan Market, and vehicles were also set on fire.
APA invoked in Coimbatore blast probe as chemical substances are seized. A rape convict Gurmeet Rahim, convicted for rape and murder, is out on parole and has featured in a music video that is racking up the numbers on YouTube.
This particular incident coming out from Shivamoga, we've also understood that the police have beefed up security.
This is exactly where the blast happened, in front of the Kota Ishwaran temple.
Forces continue to intensify anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. One terrorist has been killed in Kupwara.
Palestinian elements are trying to establish their agenda in Canada. There was no action from the side of the Canada, and resulting, this Diwali turned into the clash.
The race to the Gujarat polls is intensifying. Arvind Kejriwal rings in God's on the notes card now. From Arvind Kejriwal's Hindu eyewash jibe to the fake Bhakt attack, the BJP tearing into the Aam Aadmi Party over the Hindu card. The Coimbatore blast case unravels. Was there a larger conspiracy behind? Annamalai putting the DMK in a spot, alleging a cover-up by the MK Stalin government. From satsangs to political visits, national outrage over parole for rapist Rahim. And pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals clashed during the Diwali celebrations in Canada's Brampton. A very good afternoon and thank you for staying with us here on Republic. I'm Deepthi Sachdeva, and first up on this edition of the news, we are getting you breaking inputs and updates coming in as far as the Coimbatore blast case is concerned. There are more details unraveling by the moment of the entire case, the modus operandi and the real intentions. What we also did break for you a little while earlier is how the Chief Minister, MK Stalin, has made certain big announcements after holding a key meeting. What you see on your screens, in fact, are more details of that. He's gone ahead to ask 3 new police stations now to be set up in Coimbatore to increase the security. And let's not forget, this is an issue that has picked up a lot of political reactions also. Varshini reporting live on that story from Coimbatore, and she's joining us live right now. On your screens, you're also looking at images of that key meeting that MK Stalin held just a little while earlier, following which this announcement has been made. Now, Varshini, for viewers tuning into the broadcast, first up, why don't you help us understand what really have been the key announcements? And is there a sense that you get that now the government finally is acting under pressure? They're realizing now that this is a situation that could have been handled far better.
Absolutely, Deepthi. That exactly is the point here. We've been questioning the same. Why is the government not reacting after a massive attack has happened in, the main area, the heart of the city of Coimbatore? Why has the DMK government been mum for almost, it's been 4 days now that this incident has happened, and there's been no reaction from the Chief Minister himself. And today, after this important, crucial meeting that took place in Chennai in the Secretariat, we saw that the Chief Minister, along with the Chief Secretary and the Tamil Nadu Police DGP, the commissioners, every important official was present in this meeting, and this whole scenario was discussed. And since it's a massive, terror linkage that we are talking about, it's not just a normal cylinder blast that we saw. It is a massive terror linkage that we've been finding out from different sources as well. And also the police themselves have, invoked UAPA in this case on the 5 accused who've been arrested. Therefore, now the Chief Minister has recommended that this investigation be carried out by the NIA rather than the Tamil Nadu Police. So the NIA will be taking over this investigation as soon as an NIA official FIR has been filed by the NIA, and their investigation will begin. And we are expecting some massive revelations from the NIA investigation that is going to happen. And at the same time, in this meeting, it's not just the transfer of the case from police to NIA, but also important announcements the Chief Minister has made. Particularly, if you see 3 police stations that he has announced to be set up immediately in the city of Coimbatore to make sure that there is extremely adequate security in place so that these kind of attacks can be avoided in the future. And he's also mentioned about the state intelligence team, which was the major important thing that has to be discussed after this attack happened, because this is totally an intelligence failure. That is how the people in Tamil Nadu are seeing this whole incident as. Therefore, the Chief Minister has said that new appointments will be made in the state intelligence team and efficient appointments will be made. And he's also announced about how a separate team, a separate force, a special force will also be instituted so that they will be able to make sure that these kind of attacks are averted in the future. And also, last but not the least, he's also mentioned something about how anybody, even common man, can come up and give information, give intelligence or give insight about anti-social activities happening in the society to the police. And if at all somebody comes up with these some kind of information, they will be encouraged and rewarded, and also they will be provided with security, is what the Chief Minister is saying. This is all happening after 4 days of the blast that took place here. And though we can see it as it's something sometime sooner than later, but still it's been 4 days. The action has been taken very late, and there is already a sense of panic here among the public. There's so many questions that's been raised. There's so many revelations that are being made, so many terror linkages, but still the Tamil Nadu government has finally decided to react to this massive attack that has happened in the city of Coimbatore.
Yes, and you know, Varshini, the first thing I think that comes to mind when you look at the entire sequence of events and how the government has really been taken aback and the state was caught napping while you saw so many details stumble out and a possible ISIS connection to all this. I think that is also something that the polity of the state will have to answer. For the moment, I quickly thank you for getting us that all comprehensive coverage of Stalin's meeting and the announcements therefore. But also the family there now is speaking up and reacting to what has happened so far and the investigations that have led to new revelations.
கூட்டிகிட்டு போனாங்க காலையில் 10 மணிக்கு. நாங்கள் தான் அவர் கூட்டிகிட்டு போகல, நாங்கள் தான் கொண்டு அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். ஆனால் அவங்க வந்து எந்த ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் கொடுக்கல. இதை வந்துடும் சொல்லிட்டு விட்டுருக்காங்க. நைட்டு போல எதிர்பார்த்தோம், வரல. அதனால் இப்போ என்னென்னா காலை திடீர்னு பார்த்திங்கன்னா ரைடுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறாங்க. வீட்டில் திறந்து காமிச்சு கொடுத்தேன், எந்த பொருளும் கிடைக்கல. எல்லாம் சரின்ட்டு போயிட்டாங்க. எந்த பதில் தெரியல. இதான் நடந்தது. ஆனால் அவர் இறந்தது வந்து அவங்க சின்ன பெரியம்மா பையன். அதோட இதுக்கு வேண்டி அவங்க இவரை அரெஸ்ட் பண்ணி கூட்டிகிட்டு போய் பண்ணது.
இப்போ பெரியம்மா பையன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி.
Let's move on also to get you a quick check of more stories in brief. Right now, first up is Arvind Kejriwal, who's playing the Hindu card ahead of the upcoming Gujarat and Himachal elections. The Aam Aadmi Party chief has appealed to the Prime Minister now to include the pictures of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi on the currency notes. He says that this move will help the country prosper.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए.
The BJP has steered into the Aam Aadmi Party, calling the Kejriwal-led party a hypocrite. The BJP says that on one hand, the Aam Aadmi Party insults Hindu gods, and on the other hand, the party is using this Hindu card now for elections. The BJP has called this an election stunt and an attempt to shed their anti-Hindu image.
तो किस प्रकार से यू टर्न किया जाता है, आज ही हमारे सामने पूर्णतः उतर के आ रहा है. आप सोचिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो थोड़े दिन पहले प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कह रहे थे कि अगर गलती से आपने दिवाली मना लिया तो आपको जेल में डाला जाएगा, आज वो अचानक लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के विषय में बोलते हुए पाए जा रहे हैं.
The Congress has also hit out at the arc for this Hindu card. The Congress says that Arvind Kejriwal has absolutely no ideology and he's been moving from using a victim to the secular card to the Hindu card now to get votes in the upcoming elections.
नहीं, देखिए, इसकी ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है ना जाति की है. इसकी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है. इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा. आपको याद होगा एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी. उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया. फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ. जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ. आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है. फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया. जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ. फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ. तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा. मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले तो हो सकता है वहाँ भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मुझे वोट दे दो. इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है.
Ahead of the festival of Chhath Puja, the Delhi LG has cautioned the Chief Minister against misleading and premature publicity. The LG says that Arvind Kejriwal is creating confusion as the proposal to hold the rituals approved by the LG are specific to certain designated ghats. The LG further has said that the Chief Minister must ensure that the ghats and the water remain clean. BJP demands an NI investigation into the Coimbatore blast, and they've questioned the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister over the blast. The BJP has raised questions on the silence by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, who under pressure now has held a meeting and finally has also called for an NI investigation into the case. Khalistani group has targeted the Indian nationals in Canada during the Diwali celebrations. This clash broke out in Brampton, where you see flag-waving face-off and sloganeering that was witnessed during the clash. To Jammu and Kashmir now, where an infiltration bid has been foiled and one terrorist has been neutralized in an encounter in Kupwara. Incriminating materials, including arms and ammunition, has also been recovered. What you see on your screen are exclusive images of the recovery that has been made. After the AIMIM chief's hijab-clad Prime Minister comment, the BJP has hit right back at Asaduddin Owaisi, asking him whether a hijab-clad woman will ever lead his party. Out on parole, first he holds a virtual satsang, and now the rape convict Gurmeet Rahim Singh features in a music video that is raking up numbers on YouTube. His flashy new Punjabi music video was released on the day of Diwali, and as always, the netas continue to back him.
राम रहीम जो अपने डिसाइपल को रेप के अक्यूज के जुर्माने पे वो जो अंदर गए थे जेल में, वो परोल पे बाहर है और उन्होंने अब डांस वीडियोस रिलीज किया है दिवाली के दिन. आप उस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे? एक रेप अक्यूज जो दिवाली के दिन अपने फिर एक डांस वीडियो बाहर निकाले, तो डू यू थिंक हिज परोल शुड बी कैंसल्ड?
This is not permissible. This should not be permissible.
To Karnataka now, where policemen conducted a flag march in Shivamoga, and security now has been beefed up across the district after the assault on a pro-Hindu worker. It's time for us to head into a quick break, but when we come back, we are putting our focus on the rapist and the murderer, Ram Rahim. He's out on parole, netas continue to back him, and he continues to cock a snook at our system. We'll also get you the very latest coming in from Canada's Brampton, where pro-Khalistani groups and Indian nationals have clashed.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The Congress has also hit out at the AAP for the so-called Hindu card, and the party says Arvind Kejriwal has absolutely no ideology, and he's been using from victim to the secular cards now again and again to get the votes in the upcoming election.
देखिए, इसकी ना कोई धर्म की राजनीति है ना जाति की है, इसकी नीरी वोट की और नोट की राजनीति है. इसको लगता है कि धार्मिक बात करने से वोट मिलेगी, तो ये धार्मिक बात करने लगेगा. आपको याद होगा एक समय यूथ फॉर इक्वालिटी बनी थी जो आरक्षण के खिलाफ थी, उसके मंचों पर जाके इसने भाषण दिया. फिर कहता है कि मैं आरक्षण के साथ हूँ. जिसने एक दो बार मुझे याद है ऐसे सम्मेलनों में कहा कि साहब मैं तो नास्तिक व्यक्ति हूँ, ईश्वर में मेरा विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ. आज देखो हर पूजा पाठ में बैठे दिखता है. फिर कहता है कि जाति की राजनीति ने तो देश खत्म कर दिया. जाकर कहता है ऐसे वैश्यों के सम्मेलन में कि मैं एक आपका ही भाई हूँ, मैं भी वैश्यों में से आया हूँ. फिर कहीं जाता कहता मैं हिंदू हूँ. तो इसका तो जिस तरह जहाँ जैसा वोट मिलेगा करेगा. मुझे तो दिक्कत ये है कि अगर इसको कभी कभी पाकिस्तान चला जाए और पता ना चले तो हो सकता वहाँ भी जाकर कह दे कि मैं तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तानी हूँ, मुझे वोट दे दो. इस आदमी की कोई अपनी निष्ठा, कोई अपनी समझ नहीं है.
Arvind Kejriwal has played the Hindu card ahead of the elections. The Aam Aadmi Party chief has appealed to the Prime Minister to include pictures of Lord Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi on the currency notes. He says this move will help the country prosper.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर.
The BJP has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, calling the Arvind Kejriwal-led party a hypocrite. The BJP says that on one hand, the Aam Aadmi Welcome back. It's time for us now to put our focus on the man called Gurmeet Ram Rahim. He's a rape convict. He is convicted of murder, but he's out on parole. He's got furlough a number of times, and as always, Netas continue to back him. Why? Only for a few votes. Now, the rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, convicted for rape and murder and out on parole, has this time featured in a music video that is raking up numbers on YouTube. But that is not the story. Convicted in 2017, the Dera Sacha Sauda chief gets a 20-year jail term. 20 years. He was granted a 40-day parole just last week following an application filed by his family. Now, this flashy new Punjabi video is released on the very day of Diwali. India is asking from satsangs to political visits. Did Ram Rahim get a parole for this? And can our netas do absolutely nothing about this man and his demeanor? This is also our colleague Anuj getting you more on what has happened so far on this story.
Oh, well, exactly. This is again becoming a controversy, and a controversy has been sparked by Baba Ram Rahim as he's out on parole. This is the 40 days parole which has been given, and the question being raised by the opposition parties that why